On the toss and elected to receive. Kellen Mond, DJ from Texas A&M's the starting quarterback.
Had a really good week of practice this week. Again, making good decisions, something that carried over from the fall. And then you can also see him move around. That doesn't get highlighted as much during the practice week. We'll see it here today. Watch out for a couple zone reads mixed in.
Jamie Newman from Wake Forest, who transferred to Georgia but then opted out right before the season. He would be the number 2 quarterback up today. Mac Jones, as mentioned, from Alabama, had a good week of practice. He is in uniform today, but it would be an emergency situation only if he gets on the field. But people were impressed certainly with Mac Jones. His leadership and his play got better as each day went forward. That's Larry Roundtree in the backfield, the running back from Missouri. But the first pass of the game goes to Amari Rogers from Clemson. Let's look at some impact players, DJ, on offense.
Well, it's a good group here, especially the skill position players. When you look at this squad, you see Josh Palmer there from Tennessee. He can get up over the top down the field with coverage. And Cornell Powell done a really good job of separating this week. Physical at the line of scrimmage, and another one that can go up and play above the rim.
Seems like we got Clemson wide receivers every year. These two guys waited their turn. Powell wears 14. Amari Rogers, the son of former Tennessee quarterback T. Martin, is out there wearing number 3. 2nd and 5 after that gain of 5 to Rogers. And now Mond on the move. Pressure hits Amari Rogers. He goes down. This is not college football. He is not down when the knee hits the turf. He can get up. And Keith Taylor is there for the tackle. How about impact on defense?
Well, the guys can run on the defensive side of the ball. You're going to see it here up front. Osa Odigizua as a defensive tackle. He's got really long arms from UCLA. He can work on an edge inside. And then Patrick Jones, I want to see what he does in the game today. I was a little bit disappointed what I saw from him during the week. Somebody I really liked on fall tape there at Pitt. Very productive edge rusher. Kind of a quiet week of practice. We'll see if he cranks it up today.
Patrick Jones and Rashawn Weaver, 90 and 17. We have 2 Pitt defensive ends here. This is 3rd and 7. Let's see what Kellen Mond can do. Try to keep this drive alive. Opening drive here, the Reese's Senior Bowl. Mond out of the shotgun to throw. And he takes a shot, wants Cornell Powell, and doesn't give his receiver a chance to make a play.
Really nice coverage down the field there by Keith Taylor, working against Amari Rogers. We get a flag. We got a little bit of a flag coming out here late, but great position by a huge corner from Washington and Taylor.
Our referee today, James Carter, for the first half from the SEC.
Illegal contact. Defense. Number 25. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Yeah, they're going to get Benjamin St. Juste, the safety from Minnesota, away from the ball.
St. Juste played corner, slide back, get some safety work today. This has been an issue for these DBs all week long because in college they let so much more go with their hand fighting, and here it's not going to happen. You're going to get called for it, so that's been something we've seen carry over from practice.
And really it's one of the things too where you want to see the players take the coaching early in the week, work on their technique, and by the time you get to game day, maybe put some of that bad stuff behind you.
No doubt.
So they pick up the first down, and we're going to move it up to the 33-yard line. First carry of the game is for Larry Roundtree. He has nowhere to go, as it's the Ohio State linebacker Baron Browning who shut it down.
Yeah, Baron Browning's very athletic. He can run all day long. This time, watch him set the edge there, be able to chuck the tight end. And rapid finish as Taylor comes to join the party, the corner from Washington. But there's a good group of Ohio State linebackers. See Tough Borland out there. He's more of a Mike inside linebacker, real physical. Good defense for the Buckeyes, well represented at the Senior Bowl.
Got Justin Hilliard there as well. He's wearing number 6, so 3 Ohio State backers as we have a new running back into the game. Elijah Mitchell from Louisiana. No gain on that last one. Kellen Mond, look out. Ball hit. Arm hit, however, and there's no whistle. Mitchell's going to fall on it and save his quarterback. Is that Odigizua?
Yeah, it's Odigizua. You'll see the quickness working inside here over the big left guard, Deontay Brown. Deontay Brown from Alabama is a big, heavy guard who's a mauler in the run game, but the quickness is going to give him some trouble, and that's Odigizua's game.
And there was an open hand there that would have been a fumble if you're waiting for a replay. Granted, there can be no challenge, or there could have been a challenge flag. Mitchell fell on it. There is no replay, that's what I'm trying to say, in this game. So now 3rd and 10. Mond was able to convert with the illegal contact penalty on their first 3rd down. Now Mond may run. flag in the backfield in the neighborhood of holding. He's not going to get the first down.
Kellen Mond on the carry.
I don't think they'll decline this one.
Number 18, Tony. This is a flag in the play.
Holding. He's the right tackle of the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Yeah, you see Kellen Mond here. You can see the athleticism. This is what I was talking about during the week. You don't get to see this aspect of his game, his escapability. It was just a really nice job defensively to shut that down. I think it was Diablo from Virginia Tech who was there to mirror and match him in space. But you can see Kellen Mond can move.
Yeah, he can. Dimitri Felton back to return this punt from Max Duffy from Kentucky, an Australian. He's going to be 28 in April. Played in the Australian Football League and then decided to come to the States like so many Aussie punters perform. Love Dimitri Felton. He was really explosive offensively. And he also could get hit by Grant Stewart there, who came a-calling. You know where Grant Stewart is? Because of the hair. You also know where he is because you can hear his hits from up here.
Long hair, don't care. It's a way of life for Grant Stewart.
Motions, there's no shifts, limited DJ to the number of defenses you can play, and there's going to be a 2-minute warning. This is always fun at the end of every quarter, and then a change of possession to start the next quarter. So, and they're going to go for 2 in the second quarter as well, which is fun.
I love the rules in the Senior Bowl. When they changed this a couple years back, I think it made it not only more entertaining, but better for evaluation purposes. See these quarterbacks all get an opportunity in the 2-minute drill.
What do you think about this quarterback? Texas's Sam Ehlinger getting the start here.
Tough and competitive. Feels like he's been at Texas for about 9 years.
It was 4 years and 127 total touchdowns, and Texas is going to hand to Oklahoma to start this game as Ramondre Stevenson gets the first carry. Our quarterback rotation after that tackle by LSU's Jabril Cox. Also going to see Ian Book and Felipe Franks.
Yeah, Ehlinger and Book again. Book feels like he's been at Notre Dame for that long enough to be their winningest quarterback, which is quite impressive. And Felipe Franks, with the size and the arm strength, has been an intriguing player.
Felipe Franks, the former Florida quarterback, transferred, put together a really nice year this season for Arkansas. Gain of 4 in that run for Stevenson, and a play fake now, and a back shoulder throw, and an incompletion, almost a catch for Des Fitzpatrick.
Des Fitzpatrick even got a little bit of a push there at the top of the route to try and create some of that separation down the field, but just couldn't quite finish.
Syracuse, Itafu Melanfonwu, the corner, brother of Obi Melanfonwu, former Raiders second-round pick there with the Cup.
And one of the bigger corners, you'll see it, 6'0", so almost 6'3", 212 pounds.
Got a tight end here, slided to the left. That's John Bates, who got here on Monday after an injury. John Bates had a good week of practice. He's number 87, 3rd and 6. Ehlinger to the outside. Does Fitzpatrick have the feet down? They're going to give him the catch.
I did not know if he got his feet down there.
I mentioned no replay, but we can see it again.
Timing route, the ball is out right on the sideline. Well, did he drag that last right foot? Let's look at that right foot. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Nate Burleson style, little toe drag swag. Nicely done.
Gain of 12 for number 13.
Let's see if we can get Dimitri Felton going here at some point in time. UCLA wide receiver up here at the top.
Top of your screen was in the backfield for Chip Kelly 98% of the time last year, but he was electric off the line this week in practice as a wide receiver. Not much running room there for Stevenson. Hey, how about the offensive impact players here for the national team?
Well, I just mentioned Dimitri Felton. He played running back last year at UCLA. He's moved to wide receiver this week. He's been outstanding, been uncoverable, really. And when I visit with Chip Kelly, he told me, look, every day in practice, we used him at both spots. So he's very natural there. And then Frank Darby, you're going to hear him, you're going to see him dance, and I imagine you're going to eventually see him make some plays out here today as well.
N'Keal Harry, Brandon Ayuk, a couple of first-round wide receivers the last 2 years from Arizona State. Frank Darby only caught 6 balls this year. He was banged up with a rib injury, but he has made some plays. And there's Felton with a flag down as Ehlinger kept that play alive and almost connected.
I think they got the defense. I thought they might get Felton for the push-off, but it looks like they might have this going the other way.
Ehlinger's clapping. He likes it.
Pass interference. Defense, number 12. The ball we place at the spot of the foul. First down.
That's Brian Mills, one of the small school guys here from NC Central. Defensive impact, DJ, who do you like on the American team?
Well, some versatile players here on this side, and here's two of them. Richie Grant, we highlighted at the top, who's probably been the best performer throughout the week. Can play that free safety down in the nickel or even outside at corner. Got his hands on a lot of footballs. Then Jabril Cox, an interesting story, was at North Dakota State, transferred to LSU this year, is a big, long, athletic linebacker who's really been good in coverage with tight ends and backs this week.
Had 6.5 sacks in his only season at LSU, won some national championships, obviously, at North Dakota State. Ellinger keeps it. Ellinger throws the slant and hits Fitzpatrick again for another first down. So Fitzpatrick 2 catches early.
And Fitzpatrick showing you a little outside-inside, this time in the slot. A little separation there at the top on the break. The ball's right on him. Good decision, good ball. And moving the football.
Yeah, but that's good for 17. So he has 2 for 29 so far. Fitzpatrick does. New running back in the game, Michael Carter checks in. We're up about an hour from here in Navarre, Florida, just east of Pensacola. Said he came to this game as a kid. This is big for him. As the national team is in the red zone. Ellinger to throw again. Ellinger goes end zone over the head of Bates and incomplete. So Sam Ellinger, you joke, DJ had been there 9 years in Texas, actually only 4, but in 4 years with the Longhorns, man, he put up some numbers. Over those 4 years, he led FBS with 94 passing touchdowns and 127 total.
You love the playmaking ability, his toughness as a runner. Everything you hear about him from an intangible standpoint is off the charts with the work ethic, everything he puts into it. The question is, can he hang back there in the pocket and accurately deliver the football on a consistent basis? That has been the knock.
As his team in the red zone here on the opening drive for the national team. Ellinger has found a favorite wide receiver. It's Fitzpatrick. Can't hang on to that one.
Something you don't see often when you study him on tape. He's got outstanding hands. You see here working back to the ball. He frames the ball perfectly, just right through his hands. He tried to turn that shoulder around, was thinking about trying to get away from Melifonwu after the catch. A little concentration drop there.
Fitzpatrick was thinking of leaving Louisville last year. He stuck around to play with his brother Christian 1 more year. And 21 career touchdowns, a 4-year starter.
The other receiver at Louisville, Tutu Atwell, is one of my favorite players to study in this whole draft. He's got a jetpack strapped to his back.
Kenny Yeboah, the tight end, checks in, slotted left here on 3rd and 10. They need the 8 for a first down. Ellinger, clean pocket. Ellinger tries for Darby, and it's knocked away by Brian Mills.
Way to sit on that route. You mentioned the pocket was clean. Plenty of time to get this to Darby outside, lurking on a little comeback here down the field. Stay right on his hip pocket, turn around, find the football, get your hand on it. Nicely done.
That's a kicking ball.
You know, I'm all for going for it on 4th down in every All-Star game. Alas, that is not going to happen.
You got to evaluate the kickers.
You do, and here's Riley Patterson from Memphis, who had a good week. This is a 36-yard attempt. Riley Patterson's kick is good. And the National has a lead, 3-0. Sam Ellinger marches him down the field for Brian Flores.
Timeout.
Oh, yeah. I hate time. I ain't gonna get time. I like this type of party.
We fought to the bitter end, bro. That's how you play football, man.
It's the national team against the American team this year. You're watching the 72nd Reese's Senior Bowl. The first points of the game scored by the national team by Riley Patterson, a 36-yard field goal. The Memphis place kicker has got some, pretty big shoes to fill there as Memphis has cranked out some kickers. Jack Elliott, Steve Gostkowski over the years. The top 3 kickers in Memphis Tigers history.
If you need a kicker or a running back, Memphis is a good place to go shopping.
Absolutely. Antonio Gibson from Memphis was in this game last year. Tony Pollard as well.
Go back to D'Angelo Williams back in the day.
We can. Darrell Henderson as well.
Yeah, they keep them coming.
With the LA Rams. Had so much talent in this game last year. Daniel Jeremiah, Andrew Siciliano. So excited to see how many of these players today make the impact that we saw last year from Justin Herbert, or from Antonio Gibson, or from Jalen Hurts. So much talent.
Got my eyes on Patrick Jones from Pitt up here, the defensive tackle up at the top, or defensive end up at the top, see what he can do.
He's wearing number 90 to handle Elijah Mitchell. Nowhere to go as the left side of that offensive line just collapsed on first down. Justin Hilliard in there.
He was part of that group on the right side there, just shooting their hands, controlling the line of scrimmage there, setting the edge, nowhere to go.
And it's a loss of 2 on first down. This is the second drive of the day for the American team, coached by the Carolina Panthers and Matt Rule. Rule said he jumped at the opportunity to coach. Long season for all 32 teams. He and his staff came from Baylor. Some really promising signs this year and wanted to keep that momentum going and coach all week. Mon one-hands the snap. Mon now throws to the far sideline, and he throws complete to the Florida wide receiver. That's Trevon Grimes. Nice catch.
Great read, too, because Cameron Bynum, the corner from Cal, is going to stay on top. So let's get this on the back shoulder. Once the corner's on top, put it right on that back shoulder from Mond. You can't place it any better than that.
It's a gain of 23, but there is a flag and a late one down to the offensive backfield, back on the 19-yard line.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Defense, number 9. That penalty is declined. The result of the play, first down.
They're going to get you a guy, Patrick Jones. You say number 9 or number 90?
No, it's Patrick Jones.
Yeah.
He was 90. That was a nice ball there from Kellen Mond. Again, good week of practice so far, making some nice throws today, getting a good rhythm.
Kellen Mond's an intriguing guy. You know, he put up some huge numbers. And pretty much every career passing mark that does not belong to Johnny Manziel belongs to Kellen Mond.
Somebody that works really hard. He's a film junkie. They talk about on the plane on the way back from games. He's standing up next to Jimbo Fisher on the flight, watching the game they just played.
Harry's handing it off to a new back in the game. Kylan Hill from Mississippi State opted out after only 3 games this year. Had only 15 carries in 2020. Here's number 16 as we go to 2021. Speaking of Kellen Mond's numbers here, I mean, these numbers kind of jump off the screen as well. The touchdown to interception ratio for Mond, it's 19 to only 3.
Jimbo Fisher is going to be hard on you, too. So we know he can take that tough coaching, and we saw him make those strides throughout his career. The arrow's trending up on him.
Kellen Mond's dad, Kevin, starts getting ready to be a quarterback at the age of 2, throwing in the living room. He has his team across midfield with another carry here on second down for Kylan Hill.
You should point out, by the way, too, it is very windy.
Yes,
here
it is.
today. So not the best throwing conditions that Kellen Mond's operating in.
You see the flag there on top of this beautiful stadium. Hancock Whitney Stadium opened in September. We are having papers fly off our desk here with the windows open in the booth as well.
I'm running out of paperweights here.
See, I got my phone, I got my hand sanitizer, I got some duct tape.
I just pulled out some deodorant from my bag to hold down something else.
Your deodorant here, and you know what?
Which begs the question why I have the extra deodorant in my bag, but I'm not going to go there.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I get it. We're standing 6 feet apart, so I don't get it, but I get it. Also have the Reese's up here, too. Make good paperweights, and they're yummy. I don't know if that's the wind, but here, Mond on 3rd and 4 cannot connect with Hill. A little behind us there.
Yeah, you're going to see inside here, watch in the middle. Keep an eye on 60, the right guard. He's going to get beat right off the snap. It's tough to tell who that was. That was Texas.
That was Texas. Yep. That was Taquan Graham, number 49.
A big win right off the snap, beating David Moore from Grambling.
And Mond's going to stay in there on 4th and 4. So maybe, just maybe Matt Rule heard what I said. No punting, go for it, 4th down all the time.
You've got off coverage down here at the bottom. If you want to take that, it's there for you.
All right, 4th and 4, on to throw. He can also maybe run for it, throws back across his body, which is never a wise thing to do. And Quentin Morris, well covered, holding green tight end. Cannot come up with it. Justin Hilliard was right on his back. Super Bowl 55, opening night. NFL Network is there to kick off the week with exclusive interviews from Brady, from Mahomes, and from so many more. It is Super Bowl 55, opening night, Monday, 8 p.m. only on NFL Network. This is the 72nd edition of the Reese's Senior Bowl. Daniel Jeremiah, Andrew Siciliano. We are live here in Mobile, Alabama, on the campus of South Alabama. Hancock Whitney Stadium, new running back into the game. Michael Carter breaks free. Carter, 40. Carter, far sideline. Carter finally run out of bounds by DJ Daniel after a huge gain and a 1st down touchdown for the local kid.
You're going to see some penetration right at the beginning and just make him miss right there. It looked like Gillespie pulled right through that tackle, then pulled through another tackle, and off you go. Somebody that averaged, what, over 7 yards a carry, I believe 8 yards a carry in the fall for Carter as he launches himself over the signage just to show off a little bit there at the end.
A gain of 27, and he stuck the dismount on the roll at the end. He averaged 8 yards a carry this year for North Carolina, which led FBS. So Michael Carter takes it to the 25-yard line. Now they play fake. Ellinger being chased and thrown it away off that same side.
Carter's an interesting one. Had a great week of practice. You can see the burst that he has. Really explosive. He's part of probably the best backfield of runners in college football this year because Javonte Williams is one of the top 3 running backs in the entire draft, and he's not far behind him. He doesn't have the size that Williams has, but they played off each other very well. As you can see here, that change of direction and quickness he has.
Roughing the passer. Defense, number 22. Half the distance. First down.
All right, so they're going to get Jordan Smith, who's wearing number 22 today after wearing 92 all week. And they're going to get Jordan Smith for roughing the passer, the UAB linebacker.
Get a shot down here. You've got some tall trees on the outside. If Nico Collins is still out there, he can go up and get the ball in this red area. We saw that in practice during the week on Thursday.
Nico Collins, the Michigan wide receiver, wearing number 4, is going to be at the bottom of your screen. There he is. Brian Mills down there. Dave Johnson in the slot. Ellinger, though, throws to the top of the screen. That's Felton. Demetric Felton into the end zone. He was amazing all week in practice. He has our first touchdown on game day.
DJ Daniel, the corner from Georgia, was playing so off. Once Demetric Felton caught the ball, had a chance to get upfield as we watch him celebrate, having some fun here. But you'll see the off coverage. Look, he's 10 yards off, too much cushion. Once he catches it and squares him up, it's over. The stop-start quickness right there. He gets on an edge, and that's it. But Demetric Felton continuing on what we saw during the week of practice.
And you saw Felton, when he came out of his break, he turned around and clapped his hands. He knew with that coverage from Daniel, ball's got to come to me.
Yeah, you got to tighten up a little bit down in the red zone. You can't give him that much cushion.
Demetric Felton says that his favorite player to watch, and he's wearing number 10, and you can see with his versatility, NFL player that was, Tavon Austin. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think Naheem Hines is a name you hear mentioned as a comp for him, too, because you can use him in a variety of ways like that.
Here's Patterson's extra point. This is an NFL extra point. Ball spotted on the 15-yard line. A 33-yard kick is up and good. And the National has a 10-0 lead.
Again, Ellinger just pulling that ball out, finding the soft cushion. Once you're squared up right there, that's like a game of 10-yard fight you used to play as a kid, right? You have 10 yards you need to navigate. When you've got that much head start, you're not going to stop Felton from getting into the end zone.
Well, the thing with him all week, too, was that he was losing every DB off the line. Like if you had a safety on him or, a backer who was over, but off the line, nobody could stick with him.
And people have asked, how does he compare to Antonio Gibson, who made the opposite move, right? He went from wide receiver to running back. Felton's going from running back to wide receiver. Doesn't quite have that much size that he possesses. But again, you imagine getting him in the backfield on some third downs, flipping him the ball, using him on jet sweeps in the slot. And now showing this week you can also line him up outside. It's just tremendous versatility.
So we had Joshua Kelly in this game last year from UCLA, running back. He then moved on to the Chargers, and Felton kind of moved into the backfield to take his spot there at UCLA, and now following in his footsteps here to Mobile. Kellen Mott back at quarterback for his third drive. Larry Roundtree from Missouri in the backfield. And Mott's going to get chased, and he wanted Roundtree initially, but he just gets planted there by Ellerson Smith from Northern Iowa. And a flag.
Let's see if they got him for hitting the quarterback here, right where the flag is.
Personal foul. Defense, number 47. Using the body weight to punish the passer. 15.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard it described that way, but that is an NFL rule. Using body weight to punish the passer.
Yeah, he drove him into the ground. I think that's an all-star game penalty as well, where we're going to be at gentlemen's rules here with quarterbacks.
We've seen that on Sunday, to be fair. I mean, they want you to kind of roll off the player. They're kind of land to the side if you can, which is easier said than done, realizing these guys don't play in the matrix.
They'll take the first down, though. This team needs to get some movement here and get some momentum going.
We will have a 2-minute warning coming up, warning you that it is going to seem a little bit odd. 4:42 remaining here, incomplete intended for Powell, and the coverage there from Benjamin St. Juice from Minnesota.
St. Juice is somebody, when I watched him, actually reminded me of Kevin King. Now, people have a negative memory of Kevin King from the last time we saw him there with the Packers.
It was a late flag.
Exactly. But he has got tremendous size and length when you look at him. He's 6'3.5". He's got long arms, and you saw him with that physicality up there in press is where he can have some success. And some teams believe he'll actually slide back, pay some safety as well.
Now, to be fair, a late flag, if it's still the right call, is the right flag. Just regardless, here we go. 2nd and 10. Shotgun and a handoff to Larry Roundtree. First time we've seen him, Missouri's all-time leading rusher at running back. Brad Smith, the former quarterback, did have more rushing yards in Columbia.
Larry Roundtree, kind of a no-nonsense back. There's not anything that just wows you, but just a steady Eddie. He's got good vision. He's got good balance. The only knock I have on him, Andrew, is that he was on his way to Appalachian State until Missouri offered him late and left us at the altar.
Did you out of your mock draft because of You hold grudges? I'd rather people admit they hold grudges than claim they don't. Gain of 3 for Roundtree. 3rd and 7. They need midfield to keep this drive alive. See if Mons can do it. Down 10-0. Mons going to run. Kellen Mond gets hit from behind by Smith, the guy that called for the personal foul earlier. And he's going to be about 2 yards short.
He takes off on this season and then goes. I just wish he would tuck it a little bit earlier and be a little more decisive once he does decide to go.
4th down, they're going to go for it. Matt Rule, I believe the stat went for it the 5th most time. He was in the top 5 this year in his first year with Carolina. And again, it is an all-star game. Why not? They're going to mark it. It says 4th and 1, but that's a long one. Elijah Mitchell into the game at tailback.
Keep an eye on Odigizua from UCLA. He's right over the guard in there. He's disruptive.
92. Mitchell has room. Mitchell gets what's needed across midfield to the 49.
Odigizua stacked his block. The ball ended up cutting back. See it here. There's Odigizua. Watch him stack this block right here. Shoot his hands. Press him back on Moore from Grambling. Comes off to make the tackle. Not enough to stop him short, but again, you see that snap and that explosiveness from Odigizua.
The brother of Owa Odigizua, the Giants' 3rd-round pick back in 2015. This is Osa Odigizua as we are getting closer to that 2-minute warning at the end of the 1st quarter. Mond gives to Mitchell, and he gets hit in the backfield. That was 56.
Derek Barnes from Purdue.
Barnes from Purdue. Boom. He's wearing a different number than he was during the week. Let's go with 56.
It's a scramble drill.
For Derek Barnes.
It's a number scramble drill today.
It's a scramble. Saturday morning scramble. And we are at the 2-minute warning for the 1st quarter. National Lacrosse, or rather the American team across midfield down 10-0.
Timeout.
Kellen Mond, the quarterback, and there is a 2-minute warning. Now, the American team received the ball, got the ball to start the 1st quarter. The national team is going to get the ball to 25 to start the 2nd quarter. So there's going to be a change of possession. This is what we've done the last couple of years here at the end of every period at the Senior Bowl.
Get a chance to see him be aggressive here, try and get some points.
Just went forward on 4th down. Converted this one, unable to on the last drive. And now they have it on the 45-yard line at the 2nd down. Mitchell in the backfield next to Mond out of the shotgun. Kellen Mond throws, complete. And pushing for a 1st down, it's Marquez Stevenson from Houston.
Little double slant right there. Good read by Kellen Mond. Put it right on his chest so he can run after the catch. Stevenson's one who's got some juice. You can see the speed with him.
And we saw that during the week of practice as well. put on his game tape as well. Did a Google. You see Stevenson run away from guys.
You see it as a kickoff returner, too. 97-yard kickoff return, one of the games I watched.
Now from the 39, Mon takes the shot. Josh Palmer cannot get it. Knocked away by St. Juice.
Palmer was in good position. He got on top of him. The ball from Mon was perfect. Watch Palmer get on top right here. St. Juice does a nice job trying to recover, but that ball got through St. Juice. I thought that should have been caught. I don't think maybe at the last second, but he's got to go up and get it. Palmer's got to try and get up to that football instead of letting it get down to him.
Josh Palmer had 4 touchdowns this year for Tennessee of 20 or more yards, and he made a lot of plays in practice, too. A lot of plays. First day, Tuesday, maybe even the second day, Wednesday, he was the best guy out there.
A vertical route right there from that area of the field was exactly what he did against Alabama, against Patrick Surtain. Actually beat him for a touchdown in that game. Just couldn't quite finish this one.
Second down. Reverse. Here's Amari Cooper. Great Amari Rogers. I've heard it both ways.
That's a great play by Ellerson Smith from Northern Iowa, staying home.
We got a flag.
See Amari coming from the other side, but Ellerson Smith, just stay home, break down in space against an athletic slot receiver and make a tackle. Great job being disciplined. And then again, come to balance right here. Come to balance, wrap and get him down. Nicely done.
Timeout, American team.
Got a timeout taken.
Game clock operator. Let's put 120 back on the game clock.
And we're going to add a couple of seconds, add 3 more seconds to the game clock. Go to 120. Amari Cooper, Amari Rogers, I've heard it both ways. Amari Rogers certainly deserves his own attention here. First team All-ACC, and here he is with Dad on Thursday. Dad is former Tennessee and former NFL quarterback T. Martin.
That makes you feel old, doesn't it?
It does, man. I mean, T. Martin is one of the 6 quarterbacks in 2000 drafted ahead of Tom Brady. Tom Brady's getting ready to play a Super Bowl right here, and here's T. Martin as a proud dad with his son, Amari Rogers, at the Senior Bowl. It's pretty cool. It is cool. And he had a good week of practice as well. I mentioned one of the 2 Clemson wide receivers here. They'd be Cornell Powell, number 14.
Mentioned Ellerson Smith making that play from Northern Iowa. He's one of those guys, again, didn't have a season this year, so this week's been huge for him. Had a solid week of practice, and now he's having a good game.
Whereas Rogers had a full ACC season. Lost a 4 on that one, 3rd and 14. Mond almost picked off.
That was a gift. That was a gift.
Aaron Hall, San Diego State.
Yeah, the Aztec, watch him here again. That time they're not in man. He comes off. He's reading it as if it's man. They're not in man, and he jumps it. And that one, ooh, that is, those are DB hands right there.
If he doesn't get it, Oregon's Thomas Graham, the corner, sitting there, number 4, might have gotten it.
In the punt for the Americans, number 93, Max Duffy.
Max Duffy back to punt now with Demetric Felton back to return.
They ran that double slant earlier, and he got a different coverage. That time he just didn't see it.
So the minute 17 left in the quarter. Choose to punt it away. And Duffy's going to nice. Look at that.
Specialist showing up today.
How about that? From Max Duffy, 28 in April. So Amari Rogers and his dad, T. Martin, have something in common.
When I was about to play in the national championship that we won, you know, he was reminding me, you know, he had one up on me. So, you know, I had a little extra motivation, you know, get that natty. You know, I was trying to get one more on him this year, but, you know, it didn't work out. But, you know, he was still, you know, in my ear about it, him winning national championship. So he's trying to motivate me to get one as well.
Get that natty.
Pretty cool.
The 99 national championship for Tennessee. Ellinger down. Throws low. Jabril Cox comes up with that football. They're celebrating the end zone. That ball hit the ground, though.
Yeah, I did not think he caught that. See it go here as it pops up, but it pops off the ground.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah. I give Jabril Cox credit.
He sold it.
Yeah, he sold it.
Yeah. You saw his length there. You saw with his reach to be able to get out there and get it. Jabril Cox has got almost 33-inch arms. He's almost 6'3", 233 pounds. He's a unique athlete. Can actually function in some of those big nickel coverages that you see over the slot.
Let's explain the situation here. Sam Ehlinger is backed up on his own 10-yard line, and Ehlinger gets out of the sack and checks it down to Khalil Herbert. Get out of bounds. Khalil Herbert, let's see what they mark it. Ehlinger keeps the clock moving. The national team is going to get the ball to start the second quarter, so they can actually double up here if they can move quickly.
James Hudson got beat right off the snap there. It looked like Jordan Smith from UAB was able to get some pressure on Ehlinger.
Keep an eye on that clock again, trying to double up. Granted, a long field here.
Got a lot of work to do to double up here.
Yes, they do. But why not take a shot? This drive's going to die. They're going to let it go. The clock winding it all the way down. Play clock's at 20. That's the game clock. Play clock's at 8.
Yeah, this is dwindling away quickly.
So much for doubling up. Thought it was a good idea. Saw it a little bit last year. Just give it to Khalil Herbert. Brady's got nowhere to go. How about Britt? KJ Britt from Auburn. Downhill.
Quick read, Phil. See it, drive on it. Nicely done inside.
Nicely done. We end a 10-0 first quarter with a heck of a defensive play by KJ Britt. This one's fun. The 72nd Reese Senior Bowl. More quarters of college football to go this year. This is the 72nd Reese's Senior Bowl on a sunshiny day here in Mobile, Alabama, the campus of South Alabama. Brand new stadium opened up here in September. The Jaguars played their season here to roughly 25% capacity, which is what we have here today. Roughly 6,000 fans in the stands. There's Matt Rule coaching the American team after 1 year with the Panthers, a 5-11 season, picking 8th this year, and Brian Flores coaching the Dolphins team here as well. There's Jamie Newman, who we might see a little bit later, and Amari Rogers as well. So at the end of every quarter here, it's a change of possession, not like a normal game. This is a little bit different. The national team is going to get the ball at 25 to start the second. That's why I was saying maybe try to double up at the end of that first quarter.
Yeah, a little bit of distance to travel there to get that accomplished. But this has been such a great week here. When you look at the opportunity to get this game in as an evaluation tool, especially for, look at the Dolphins and the Panthers. What an advantage to spend all week with these kids when you're not going to have a combine, when pro days you're going to be limited on who you can send there. To spend a whole week with these guys, see how they learn your system, man, huge advantage.
Let's see what we get from Felipe Franks now. Got a quarterback change. Sam Ehlinger played the first quarter. Now we have the Arkansas QB in. 17 touchdowns, 4 INTs. Really played well in 8 games in his 1 year as a grad transfer in Arkansas. Obviously, the Florida quarterback before that, ankle injury. Kyle Trask took over, and Felipe Franks played well this year for Arkansas. He's got a hand to his tailback, Khalil Herbert from Virginia Tech to open up this drive. Patty Fisher from Northwestern to tackle. TJ, what do you think of Franks?
Franks made a big leap. You know, played better this year at Arkansas than I had seen him play in his time there in Florida before he was beat out by Kyle Trask there. But decision-making, he's always had the size and the arm strength. That's never been an issue. Pure pocket passer, but just some of the decision-making had been an issue, and he cleaned that up this year protecting the football.
You know, Bucky Brooks said on Thursday's practice show he would like to see Franks maybe use a little bit more of that athleticism. Certainly, you know, he's not a 4-3 guy playing quarterback, but you have the body. You know, don't be afraid to use what you have here as Herbert gets maybe a yard over the right side. Riley Cole from South Alabama playing at home there for the tackle.
Yeah, Riley Cole came screaming in from the backside there, showed a little effort and juice to close that down, make a play in his home stadium as you hear a little bit of a roaring crowd here.
Riley Cole from Oneonta, Alabama, was going to play for the Crimson Tide. Eventually ended up here at South Alabama, playing at home, which is pretty cool. Not just in the Mobile area, but actually in his home stadium. Gated 2 there for Herbert. Flag on the play, line of scrimmage. Now Franks uses his legs, and he ducks under Grant Stewart at the 33.
It's kind of ugly from the jump there.
Let's see what the call is here. James Carter from the SEC is our official today, at least the first half.
Outside. Defense. Number 96, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
So it's going to be 3rd and around 3. They need 35 for a first down. Opening possession here in the second quarter. An opening possession for Felipe Franks.
Got press coverage down here with Darby.
Frank Darby, 84, Arizona State. Franks instead dumps it off across the middle of Fitzpatrick, and he has room to run and gets first down out of the 45-yard line. Talk about a guy who had a really good week of practice, not able to play today. It's Alabama quarterback Mac Jones joining us live on the sideline during the game. Mac, how was your week and how was your ankle?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I'm just blessed to be out here with these guys and watch them play and play with a different group of guys. You know, we got guys from different schools, and it was a lot of fun this week, but you know, my ankle's still stinging a little bit, and I didn't want to take any big risks. But, you know, I definitely want to be out there. It's hard for me to sit here and even be doing this. I'd rather be watching the game, but yeah.
Hey, Mac, you had obviously an incredible season for you and for your team. It feels like it just ended a week ago, as long as the season went. What went into the decision to play in this game? I know that was a difficult one.
It was a quick turnaround. I think we played like maybe 15 to 18 days ago or whatever. And you know, I just wanted to come out here and get a chance to work with some guys and learn from the great coaching staff. And Coach Rule, Coach Ryan, even Matt Lombardi, like just being in that quarterback room, I've learned so much about NFL quarterback play. And that's really the biggest reason why I wanted to come down, was just to get the mic, relay the call, and then play from there.
Real quick, we'll let you get back to the game, Mac. What do you think you showed them? What do you think you showed the NFL this week?
I think I just showed I'm a great leader, and I love being in the huddle with those guys, making jokes and running the plays to the best of our ability. So I like the huddle because you can verbalize everything, and that's what I showed.
Oh, yeah? You got jokes? Tell us a joke.
I don't have a good joke right now. See you guys.
Thanks, Mac. Mac Jones, the Alabama quarterback. Go back to watching the game. Here's some of what we saw during the week. What do you think of him, DJ?
The same thing you see when you watch him on tape, which is somebody that makes very good decisions. He's decisive. The ball goes where it's supposed to go accurately and with touch. I thought some of the athleticism was improved. I was impressed by some of the movement stuff, because when you watch Alabama, he's rarely under duress. To see him move, so I was impressed with that. The question is going to be just pure top shelf arm strength. You know, that's a little bit of the knock.
Franks has an arm, and on third down, he throws low. Kenny Yeboah, does he have it? Nope, a little bit too low. Would have had a first down if he could bring it in on the plus 45. It's going to be fourth down.
Good read, good decision. Grant Stewart, the linebacker, was late to get over there. You had a nice window, just didn't put it on him.
And here comes the punt team with James Smith from Cincinnati back to punt. Another Aussie, played 4 years in the AFL for the Wangaratta Rovers.
A big Wangaratta guy.
Yeah. A lot of guys on your AFL fantasy team. I know. Maury Rogers from Clemson back to return.
Wind caught that one.
Yeah, it certainly did. And it's going to go.
Nice catch. Morrissey.
Jimmy Morrissey, the pit center. Hands catch. Looked it in. High pointing that ball on the sideline. In a 10-0 game here in Mobile. But he mentioned a couple of minutes ago, it feels like 5 minutes ago, they were winning a national championship. Devontae Smith still with a hand injury. He was here to talk to teams this week. Harris, Dickerson, Leatherwood, all taking part, DJ, at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, as you would imagine, a good group of Crimson Tide players here this week. Devontae Smith coming down here, I thought was smart. Even though he wasn't going to be able to participate, him and Najee Harris going through all the meetings with these teams to get a chance to get to know them and get a chance to sell yourself a little bit.
Am I going to sound old if I say hello, Jamie Newman?
That's what's known in the business as a courtesy laugh.
Yes, it is. Thank you. Thank you. Waiting for my jerk store moment later. Jamie Newman from Wake Forest into the game at quarterback, and he takes and turns and gives to Kylan Hill, who gets it 4 yards over the right side. Jamie Newman, a year and a half starting at Wake Forest, went to Georgia, and then was a late opt-out. What do you think?
Well, accuracy is going to be the knock and a little bit of the concern. And this week, understandably, he was a little rusty. Not having played this year, had some turnovers, some interceptions throughout the week of practice. So really rooting for him today to come back and have a strong showing.
400 days since his last real game. Live action here. David Newman said he talked to all 32 teams this week. All wanted to ask him why he opted out. Said it was a family thing, family decision, a COVID decision. And now he's out there proving, well, here's what I could have done perhaps in Georgia. As Hill gets another carry, and it'll be 30 short.
Run the ball a little bit here. He can keep it on that as well. You'll see some zone read. You can see him boot out.
Newman had a rough day at Thursday's practice. Had a couple of interceptions. But I do give him credit because he was trying to throw the ball down the field. He wasn't taking his checkdowns. He wanted to come out here and show that he could play. Just probably had to be a little bit smarter with some of those throws down the field.
And as the coaches are kind of saying, once you make one of those mistakes, sometimes you try and get it all back on the next one, and it kind of snowballed on you.
Larry Roundtree dotting the I on 3rd and 1, and it's Roundtree with nowhere to go, cuts it back. Now that's going to be a loss of 2 on 3rd and 1.
Nowhere to go, trying to run behind big Deontay Brown, the right guard there from Alabama. Just no movement here on this right side. And then Browning in there. And then you get Brandon Browning who's just going to shoot the gap. You can see it here. There's no push at the line of scrimmage. Your tight end's not able to get any movement. And Kylan Grant's in there from SMU, and nowhere to go.
Give Hamilcar Rashid from Oregon State, the linebacker, number 11, some credit as well. And on 4th and 1, and on your own side of the field, why not? 38-yard line in a 10-0 game. Go for it. Newman out of the shotgun. Bad snap. He falls on it. He falls forward. He gets close, but it's not going to be enough. I think he's short.
I think he's short, too. It's a heck of a play to try and get near the first down marker. It's a bad snap.
It was from Drake Jackson from Kentucky. Newman was immediately hit by 17 Rashad Weaver from Pitt. He fell forward, got it closer than probably the snap should have allowed. And it's a turnover on downs.
That's disappointing. You lose an opportunity there. You want to see if you can make a play there on 4th down. They'll let him throw the football, but you don't have a shot when that happens.
You do not. And now Felipe Franks is going to have a shot in plus territory. Going to start this drive on the 38. Second possession for Franks. Demetric Felton, who has the game's only touchdown, is on the top of your screen. The UCLA wide receiver. Michael Carter is in the backfield. There's a Michigan helmet there as well. That is Ben Mason, 42, the fullback.
Keep an eye on him, by the way. He's already had a couple nice lead blocks in this game. He's a unique player who's actually even started a game on the defensive line, so very versatile and a tough kid.
And he's strong, too. Bench 315 as a freshman in high school. They call him Bench Mason, not Ben Mason. Here's Carter with the carry.
Ben Mason, how are you doing, sir? This is an introduction to Ben Mason. You want to watch a fullback handle his business? Keep an eye on 42, up in the hole, and down you go. How about that?
It's called benching linebackers at the second level. You called it.
He's a stud. He's fun. Talking to some scouts that interviewed him this week, said he comes across as one of those guys who looks like he should be in the special forces because he's got that incredible intelligence, toughness combination.
Twice voted Michigan's toughest player. All right, you got Darby, bottom of your screen. Kenny Yeboah, the Ole Miss tight end, now on 2nd and 8. Franks will throw to Carter out of the backfield. Michael Carter, a little bit of room down the left sideline. He's going to have the first out if they don't blow that dead back in the line of scrimmage, which I think they did.
Their right tackle from Nebraska, Brandon Hymas, jumped.
Offense, number 67, 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
You are correct. There's Brendan Hymas jumping off sides. I mentioned Michael Carter is about an hour away from here. We spoke to him on the show on NFL Network earlier this week. Said he grew up going to this game. Now he's here, and you cannot make this stuff up. I am all in. He's from Navarre, Florida, just to the east of Pensacola. Parents in the Navy, and out here he is.
Go ahead. Really consistent week from him.
Let's go, kill.
He had a 27-yard carry going the other way in the first quarter. The one explosive play we have other than the Felton touchdown, and here's Carter breaking another tackle. He averaged 8 yards a carry. And we saw his tackle breaking ability as well on that 27-yard.
Yeah, Gillespie came shooting through the safety, broke 2 tackles, stepped through a third, and then showed you a little bit of burst, and then go ahead and leap over the sign, which set up the touchdown here to Demetric Felton from UCLA. 2 guys who had great weeks of practice, Andrew, have carried it over to the game.
And they had the nice celebration together as well.
It's been a quiet game thus far from my guy Richie Grant from UCF, safety. He's had a great week.
Here's 3rd and 8. Pulled the string, decide what to do. He saw the late coverage there from number 12, Brian Mills, and he decided not to throw it to Darby.
Yeah, if you hear people say quarterback pulled the string, that is exactly what that looks like. As the ball's releasing out of your hand, you're wishing it was a yo-yo, and you're trying to pull it back into your hand.
Yes, no. And we're going to keep the trend alive. We're going for it on 4th down. Why not? And I know punters are people too, but it's an all-star game. It's the last game of the year on the college football calendar. Go for it. Darby, Felton, bottom of the screen. Johnson, Yeboah, top of the screen. Carter in the backfield. Franks wants Darby, who comes back for it and makes the catch inside the 15 for a 1st down.
Nicely done. Darby's on the outside, Felton's on the inside. They're both just pressing up vertically. He's got to decide which one he wants. Darby's on top. He should have thrown that over the top. It's probably a touchdown. It's a heck of a play by Darby to adjust to come back and get it. Again, you see the flags blowing in the wind here. It is a little windy. A nice job by Darby of making the adjustment on Mills.
I was going to say, did he want to throw it deep and that ball just died?
I think that's what happened. He was in a trail position. He had it.
It's a gain of 22. It's a 1st down on 4th down. And that Rondre Stevenson, 29 from Oklahoma, checks into the game. Fake to him, ball knocked up into the air, and it is incomplete. Hung in the air for what seemed like an hour.
Marlon Tuipulotu from USC thought he was going to get a belated Christmas present here as he's turning around and chasing the ball. He's over the nose here. Watch him. 95 is going to see the ball up in there. He's got it. I've got it. Oh, no.
Give KJ Britt credit for knocking that ball into the air.
There's big Marlon. Interesting in this game, he's had a chance to go up against the Notre Dame interior offensive lineman. USC didn't play Notre Dame this year, first time in forever. He got a chance to compete against the Golden Domers today.
So the greatest intersectional rivalry in college football had a little bit going here today. KJ Britt makes another.
KJ Britt is shooting gaps and showing you his instincts and his explosiveness to get on the other side of the line of scrimmage and make some plays. It's just a matter of time, by the way, before Richie Grant is going to do something here on defense. He's just been around the ball all week long. Number 27 in the back end here from Central Florida. It just feels like you can feel it at some point in time. He's going to make his presence known in this game.
I mentioned that Newman threw 2 picks on Thursday. Richie Grant got them both times. So the time to make a play would be now on 3rd and 9. They can get a 1st down to the 5. Franks brought down. That's Janarius Robinson from Florida State.
Janarius Robinson almost has 36-inch arms, which is just rare length. Big old 11-inch hands, using that length to reach out and make a play.
Janarius Robinson, 26 tackles, 7 TFLs, and 5 quarterback hits last year, led FSU. This is going to be a 33-yard field goal try. And Riley Patterson is perfect. Hits it again. They make it 13-0. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. We're having fun today. Why not have fun? Celebrate college football. One last chance. Worth dancing about. It's really been a good week, and the man who put this week together, a challenging week, the executive director of the Reese Senior Bowl, Jim Nagy, who joins us live down on the field, 13-0 here in the second quarter. Jim, congratulations. As I said, you had a lot of hurdles this week, but it's been a great week.
It's been a great week. Appreciate you guys coming down. Really good to see you guys during pregame. No, it was a great week. It couldn't have been better. You know, obviously there was a lot of challenges, as you spoke to, all the different COVID layers and all, you know, implementing the COVID protocols. But to see it all come together is really rewarding. We're finally to game day. I can finally exhale a little bit. You know, people all week were kind of patting me on the back and saying congratulations. I'm like, no, we got to get to Saturday. So no, we're here, and I'm just really proud of the team, everyone that came together and made this thing happen. I couldn't be more proud of our team.
Jim, for those that don't know all that went into pulling this off, when did you start working on the changes and the protocols to put in place for this to all happen?
You know, Daniel, really all the way back to like March and April, just kind of starting to think about it. And I was probably a little naive, thinking maybe we wouldn't be in this mode still. But here we are. But so it's good we had those plans in place. But they were constantly, changing and evolving, and we had to be fluid with it, just as everyone has in their walk of life. So, we worked it into the fall, and that was the best part because we got feedback from colleges and NFL teams, what's working, what's not. So it's just great to have that communication. But it was a constant process through the fall.
You know, I said here, Jim, that this was maybe the most important Reese's Senior Bowl with no combine here. You guys obviously wanted all these protocols to go well, and you wanted these bubbles to work because this is really the one shot for all 32 teams to see these players up close.
Yeah, absolutely, Andrew. For a couple of reasons. One, the players. You guys are around football intimately through the fall, and you've seen what's happened to these college players and the yo-yoing nature of the season. And also, you talk to the NFL people like I do, and that was a hard season, just to get through the whole thing. So for them and for the players, bring it all together, we wanted to make, at least for these 136 players, the draft process as normal as possible, because the rest of the way it might be all Zoom. So this might be the only time the league gets their eyeballs on these guys and sits down and talks to them face to face.
Jamie Newman on 3rd and 5. Newman to McKitty from Georgia to keep this drive alive. We saw Marvin Wilson there talking to that young man when he got off the bus, Jim. Put into words, if you could, what it means to Mobile to have this game.
It means everything, Andrew. This game is the fabric of our city. We really pride ourselves on this game, and to me, that's the one thing that's always made this game a little bit different, is the community involvement. Now, there's such buy-in at every level. We have our Senior Bowl committee, has over 400 people on it. So we take great pride in the game. That's why it's the draft starts in Mobile. That's our tagline. So, they take great pride. Next year, you'll see it. This place will be packed.
It will be, and 6,000 fans here feels great as well in this beautiful new stadium here, Hancock-Whitney Stadium on the campus of South Alabama. Jamie Newman gets sacked in the backfield, and we're going to say goodbye to Jim Nagy. We appreciate the time, Jim, as Dalen Hayes gets the sack. Congratulations yet again on a great week here in Mobile.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, DJ. Thanks, Jim.
Jim Nagy, the executive director here at the Reese's Senior Bowl. Dalen Hayes had a really good week when Notre Dame got in there.
Dalen Hayes actually did a good job rushing inside and outside on that one. Got around Carson Green from Texas A&M. A nice job showing you that quickness and a little bit of bendability once he gets to the top of his rush by Dalen Hayes.
And on that 3rd down, good to see Newman convert there to Trey McKitty, the Georgia tight end, and Florida State transfer. McKitty, who Nagy singled out earlier in the week as one of the tight ends that really impressed him. Newman hits and throws, gets it off to Mitchell. And Mitchell, as we get towards the 2-minute warning, gets a couple of yards.
I want to keep an eye on Deontay Brown here from Alabama. He's the right guard, 65. Getting out in the screen, that's probably not what you're going to want Deontay Brown to do once he gets out there. When your nickname is Cornbread, which is his, as you can see by that physique right there, he's built to pound you in line, not necessarily to get out in the perimeter of the screen game.
The heaviest player here, but he's pretty darn athletic. Deontay Brown checked in at 363 pounds. I asked a coach yesterday, I said, Coach, he looks like a house. He said, he looks like a building. Hours of live coverage. NFL Network here for football, here for Super Bowl 55. And here today, Saturday is game day at the Reese's Senior Bowl. We're going to see the Chiefs and the Buccaneers in Tampa coming up next Sunday. We've seen Juan Thornhill, Darrell Williams a couple of years ago as well. Eric Fisher did well and made himself the first overall pick in the draft. And then Chad Henne, who helped the Chiefs win in the divisional round.
Eric Fisher was here the same year as Lane Johnson. Both those guys vaulted way up in the draft.
30-13. Look out, Jamie Newman.
There he is, Patrick Jones. Welcome to the party.
Second team All-American. Patrick Jones, 22 career sacks, give me 23.
Patrick Jones here coming inside, a little up and under off the right side to get home and finish with the sack. I mentioned it was a quiet week for him in one-on-ones and in team, and was hoping he would show up today, and that's the Patrick Jones I saw on tape that got me so fired up, put him in my top 50.
Are you happy now?
I feel better. Patrick, let's get one more here before we got another half of football. You get another one.
We got another half. 31-plus minutes of college football remaining. Max Duffy back to return, or rather to punt. Dimitri Felton back to return. Touchdown earlier. There's Felton tracking back to his right. He's going to let it bounce on the 22, high into the air and out of bounds.
Stewart was the first one there, of course.
Brooks, Terrell Davis, halftime highlights, second half, players to watch. TA at the half. Coming up, we have 1:05 remaining here in the second quarter, and a chance for the national team with Felipe Franks at quarterback to double up, as the national team's going to get the ball to start the third quarter. Carter in the backfield. Franks will throw to his tight end, Boise State's John Bates. Had a big week of practice. Bunch of action on Thursday. Riley Cole from South Alabama makes a tackle at home.
Same throw that Felipe Franks missed a little bit earlier. Same route, just check up, little curl there, put it right on.
And that's going to get it to 35. It's a gain of 13 on first down. Clock winding. 2 timeouts remaining for each side. Ball snapped at 37. The check down to Carter, hits the ground and stops the clock at 32.
Let's keep an eye on Chauncey Golston here inside. Big number 90 from Iowa. He's going to get a nice little push here. Watch 67, the right guard, get walked right back into the quarterback. Chauncey Golston at almost 6'5", 268 pounds. Another one with huge hands, 11-inch hands, just marching him right back to the quarterback.
And it forces the incompletion. 32 seconds left. Brendan Hymas, Nebraska, we walk back.
Kate Johnson the ball here at some point in time.
83. Instead, it's to 87. Also a blue helmet, but a different guy. And a flag down. Back near the quarterback at the 30.
Might have got Spencer Brown.
Northern Iowa's Spencer Brown, 76. See if you're right.
Holding. Offense, number 67. 10-yard penalty. We play second down.
They're going to get Hymas, who did not allow a sack in 2020, a Nebraska record 40 starts on the O-line. All right, so you got 2 timeouts. You got 26 seconds. You're kind of stalled in your own end. The wind is blowing a little bit. Maybe hard to take a deep shot, but you're going to get the ball back to start the third quarter, and you have a 13-0 lead. The Brian Flores coach, national side, plays this. Check down to Michael Carter. Carter's hit by Cole. Going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down. Looking at Flores on the far sideline. He's not going to use those timeouts. He's going to let it go. And we're under 10 here on 3rd and 12.
I don't think you're getting this one off.
I don't think you're getting it off. You're not.
Somebody wants a hot dog.
Brian Flores slow playing the end of the second quarter. And his team's going to go to the locker room with a 13-0 lead. What do you think, DJ? 1/2 done.
It's been fun. It's been an exciting first half here. A lot of action.
A lot of action. Felipe Franks ending that half at quarterback, or that quarter at quarterback. Sam Ellinger started here for the national team. Got a touchdown early from Dimitri Felton, set up by a nice run by Michael Carter. The national team coached by Brian Flores, who joined us on Total Access before the game and joins us now at the half. 13-0 lead. Coach, how do you feel?
Feel good. Players, they're playing hard. A lot of energy out here. And look, just trying to play some good football.
Getting the ball back to start the third quarter. Did you think it may push in a little bit there at the end of the second?
You know, we thought about it, but, you know, the holding penalty there kind of sucked the life out of that drive, so we just figured we'd take it in.
Totally get it, and start new in the third quarter. Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Brian Flores, coach of the Dolphins and coach of the national team here with a 13-0 lead. Coming up next, going back to L.A., Brett Lewis, Bucky back in Mobile at Hancock Whitney Stadium. That is my socially distant partner, Daniel Jeremiah. I'm Andrew Siciliano, often accused of being emotionally distant. DJ, what do you think of the first half?
It was fun. I thought we saw some guys that really played well during the week continue that on. Guys like Dimitri Felton and Michael Carter, and then seeing somebody like Patrick Jones, who maybe didn't have the best week of practice, the defensive end from Pitt, show up today, get a sack, and play really well.
give me an idea of what Matt Rule, who's going to join us in a second, tells his team here in the second half. Actually, you know what? Let's show me KJ Britt instead. How about that?
Yeah, KJ Britt, the linebacker from Auburn, was really all over the field here in this first half. And you saw the combination of the instincts to be able to see it, find your way into a throwing lane, to knock a pass up in the air. Then you saw it just seeing it and attacking the line of scrimmage. Come to balance, boom, physical tackle there in the hole on Michael Carter. Another example of him from the backside closing down that space with his speed. And you get a little dance here. We're in your home state here in Alabama. Give you a little energy.
And Britt made plays all week in practice as well, always running downhill as we look at some of the stats here. 97 passing yards on one side, only 37 on the other. This game often goes as well as the quarterbacks go. Right now we have a 13-0 game with the American side here, trying to find some offense in the second half. As we get ready for the third quarter. And as we see Jose Borregales come out to kick off here for the American team, the Miami kicker, and Michael Carter, who had a nice first half, is set to return. Haven't seen Borregales yet, as it's been Riley Patterson, the national kicker, getting all the work. But Borregales was the Lou Groza Award winner, given to the nation's best place kicker in 2020. He's an FIU transfer after 4 years. Wanted to go to Miami out of high school, but Michael Badgley was there. His brother, Andres, is next in line at kicker at Miami next season. You see the wind picking up.
The money badger there, Michael Badgley, Chargers kicker. Yeah, we do have some wind, which we talked about in the first half, and now it looks like some clouds rolling in as well.
The rain stayed away most of the week, save for some rain at the end of practice on Tuesday. Carter's going to let it go over his head, and we're going to have this one start on the 25-yard line. National on top of the American, 13-0. Daniel Jeremiah, Andrew Siciliano, Michael Carter had himself a pretty good first half. Let's see if he stays in the game. Nope, he's going to go to the sideline. And we have a new quarterback. It's our first look at Ian Book, the winningest, and that bears repeating a lot here, the winningest quarterback in Notre Dame history, 30-5.
And just a playmaker. You saw it this year. He had 9 rushing touchdowns to go with what he did as a thrower. He can extend plays, he can buy time, and like Ellinger, who we talked about earlier, the toughness with Ian Book is off the charts.
Enjoyed our conversation with him during the week. Ian Book, not only a winner, but a winner at home. He didn't lose a home game in South Bend, 15-0. That is, if you are somebody that likes quarterback stats in terms of winnings and such. Jabril Cox there on the tackle.
Yeah, you've won a lot of football games. What was the comparison Dabo Swinney gave?
Dabo Swinney called him Joe Montana. We asked him this week, are you okay with that? And he kind of shrugged his shoulders like, it's Joe Montana. Of course I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that, too, if you want to compare me there to Joe Montana.
Are you going to go with that, too, for your comp?
No, that's probably a little bit rich for me, but I see the way he plays the game. He reminds me a lot of a guy like Colt McCoy, who's been in the NFL for a long time.
Yep, Colt McCoy actually started games this year for the New York Giants. Ian Book on the keeper. He could also make some plays with his legs. Jabril Cox in there again. He's been busy.
Yeah, a little penetration there, a little pressure. He can get away. That's one thing he's been able to do, is to extend and create some plays there.
17 career rushing touchdowns for Ian Book. Gets a gain of 3 to set up a 3rd and 7 here. Minute in to the third quarter at the Reese Senior Bowl. Khalil Herbert is the tailback there, as Book has nowhere to throw. Trying to make something happen there. Chased out of bounds, and it'll be 4th down.
Good effort by Sample there to chase him down. You're going to see from Tulane, just nothing happening there. Roche got pressure up on the high side. Now watch Sample, big number 5 here from Tulane, going to chase him all the way to the sideline. A good rush by Roche, working on the big tackle there from Cincinnati. James Hudson was able to get him on the high side.
The Michigan transfer, both Roche and Cam Sample made a lot of plays this week in practice. They show up on game day.
Our guy's trying to block the punt.
Stewart almost got a piece
forgot
of
to
that.
tell him that.
And Cooper lets it bounce, and it's going to bounce on the 42-yard line. Let's get to Matt Rule, whose team is down 13-0. What he said at the half.
All right, let's go. Hey, I said what I had to say. Now, at this level, players win the games. Players win games. So who's going to be the guy that gets us going in the right direction? Like, who's going to be the guy that knocks the ball out? Who's going to be the guy that sacks the quarterback, makes the big play? We didn't come here, guys, just to go through the motions. We came here to make plays. So go out there, do your job, play hard, make plays. Yeah. Go out there, do your job, play hard, make plays. Let's have some fun. Let's outplay them.
He got some defensive plays on that last one, forcing a punt to 3-and-out from Cox and from Sample, among others. And now Kellen Mond takes over to start the third quarter here for the American team. He's hit as he throws. Wants Palmer, wants a flag, doesn't get either.
And Palmer was a little double move there on the outside, trying to get the home run ball. Right, first play, double move on, that looks like Taylor. Taylor did a great job. Don't take that cheese. Stay right with him. The size and the length that Taylor has, he's had a really, really good week of practice. Taylor out of Washington.
I want to see these quarterbacks able to drive the ball through the wind. They are going with the wind here. It's whipping towards the end zone that the American team is now driving towards. Allow myself to repeat myself. So it's 2nd and 10, 42-yard line here. Hit as he throws, hit by Shakatoni in the face, but he gets that ball out, and he gets that ball complete to Palmer.
Being able to drive the ball, you got a little penetration inside. You're going to see 17 Weaver. Looks like he gets back there, gets some pressure. Ball's a little bit loose, not a real tight ball from Mond as he got hit, but enough arm strength to get it out there.
Tony got him up around the helmet as well. That's when you sometimes see a flag. No flag there. And it brings it out to the 45-yard line. A gain of 13.
Love to see Shi Smith get involved here on the slot right there. Been a quiet game for him, the wide receiver out of South Carolina, who's had a good week.
Don't be shy. Do I get a courtesy laugh there? I get a courtesy laugh there. All right, let's talk about the Carolina Panthers. Daniel Jeremiah were picking this year in the first round. They did not take an offensive player a year ago.
I think that changes. I definitely think that changes. And I'm curious to see what they end up doing at the quarterback position. You see the needs there, number 1 on the list. You know, is that going to be somebody that they pick at 8? I think we could see 4 quarterbacks go in the top 7 or 8 picks. The Lions, in the Matthew Stafford news, being 1 pick ahead of them, they might miss out on the top 4 quarterbacks if they were to stay there at number 8. So do they go shopping for a veteran? It's going to be fascinating quarterback carousel, and the Carolina Panthers are going to be a part of it.
A lot of moving parts in the offseason quarterback market. Ian Rappaport reported earlier today, ball up in the air and falls incomplete, intended for Quentin Morris, the Bowling Green tight end. He reported that Stafford was likely traded by Super Bowl Sunday.
How about that? Borland did a good job of breaking on this ball. A linebacker from Ohio State. You had 2 Ohio State. You had Hilliard right behind him, but Borland breaks on it, sees it, and almost gets his hands on that one to bring it in. Borland not going to be the most athletic guy. He's not going to wow you at the pro day. And he was open and honest with teams about that when they met with him this week. He said, look, I'm going to be a yard behind guys, but I can make up that yard with my preparation, with my instincts. So very self-aware kid.
Jared Tough. 3rd and 10. Mond, pressure by Tony. Guns it over the middle, and Fitzpatrick hangs on to this one. First down, inside the red zone, down inside the 15.
That's my guy, Shi Smith here, getting involved. We want to see him get involved here in the slot. That quickness has shown up during the week. And then again, after the catch, showing you some of that quickness and juice to burst once he puts his foot in the ground. I was hoping they would get him cranked up and get him going, because I gave him a 3rd-round grade. I thought he's got a chance to be a big-time playmaker at the next level. Just hadn't got him involved until that one right there. Give him some more.
Shi Smith. The other 13 is Fitzpatrick. My bad. Gain of 32 for Shi Smith. Puts it on the 13-yard line. Elijah Mitchell in the backfield. He'll take the carry. Ellerson Smith hits him in the backfield and killed that pretty early.
Ellerson Smith's having himself a heck of a game here for Northern Iowa. Again, did get a chance to play this fall, but he's 6'6.5" here, 262 pounds. You see how long he is. Just a really intriguing skill set. To be able to play over a tight end, you can kick him inside and let him rush in there as well. But no rust on him for not having played. He's been outstanding and having a great day.
And 2 Northern Iowa Panthers here on the same squad. Ellerson Smith makes another play here defensively. It's a loss of 2, 5 minutes into the 3rd quarter, 2nd and 12.
Palmer and Taylor, a good matchup here at the top.
Got Stevenson on the bottom. Mond will throw end zone and throw incomplete. He wanted his tight end from Duke, and he can't find Noah Gray.
Divine Diablo from Virginia Tech is in coverage as we see Ellerson come off the edge here. Real active hands. Will get inside his chest. You see him being able to lock out. Actually, a pretty good job there by the tackle from A&M. This is a really good ball. It's a tough catch to make, but it's a really good ball, putting it where only Gray has a chance. As Divine Diablo was in coverage from Virginia Tech.
Free safety with the Hokies' 6th career interception. Parents gave him the name Divine to offset his rather devilish last name. 3rd and 12 now. They need the 3 for a first. Mond will go end zone. Rogers got it. Touchdown and a flag. Read the flags on the hit. That's going to stand.
Big time catch and be able to absorb the hit from Darren Hall, the safety from San Diego State, arrived right on time. Not much else Hall could do. That's just a perfect throw, and the toughness to be able to catch through contact. You see guys have an issue with that. But not Amari Rogers showing you that strength, working down here in the slot. Working on, I believe that's Thomas Graham there from Oregon, going to run right by him, knowing the safety's coming, knowing you're going to probably have to take some medicine there as the ball arrives, and holding on to finish. Nicely done.
So Brian Banks is our second half referee. We knew in advance we would change referees at the half. James Carter worked in the first half. He's an SEC ref. Brian Banks is a Big Ten ref, called the personal foul, and they wave it off as a touchdown. I think James Carter might have forgotten to give Brian Banks his microphone. And the personal foul is going to bring him closer, and why not go for 2? So 13-6, try to make it 13-8. Roundtree from Missouri in the backfield. Mond.
Run it in.
Run it. There you go. Mond into the end zone for 2. Matt Rule said something that made a difference at the half. As Mond hits Rogers day before the game. Joining us now, Brent Cotton down to the field, the VP of Industry Affairs for the Hershey Company that has sponsored this game. Hi, Brent. Since 2014, this year has been a lot different, but this event continues to shine through. What makes it so special here?
Hey guys, we're playing football on Saturday here in South Alabama, so it's a great day. But it has been a little bit different this year than in the past, but it's been still a great event, and the Hershey Company and Reese is certainly proud to be the title sponsor this year. I just want to say a special thanks to the city of Mobile. It's just they've done a great job in planning and everything that they've done, Jim and his staff, and we're certainly glad to be a part of it.
And it's been a reimagined event. Jim Nagy, the executive director, as well. Tell us a little bit about how you guys redid things here during the pandemic.
No, yesterday was a great example of that. Our community service day we had just here outside the stadium, and we're really careful about how we were able to give food to the community. But so yesterday we were able to give over 200 families meals, and we donated 15,000 pounds of food yesterday. The players really got involved, so that was a great event. In addition to that, our company gave $10,000 donation to the Feeding the Gulf Coast, which will buy an additional 50,000 meals. So it's great to give back anytime we can when we're here at an event. It's something we certainly try to do as a company.
And Brent, I know it's important to you, it's important to Hershey's as well, because of the lasting impact, not only here in Mobile, but everywhere. Tell us about that.
No, it's great. It's, our country's certainly in need right now, and when you're able to give back, that's something that we want to do. And then to see these players out here having fun and working on their craft and working on their resume, it makes me think back when I was coming out of college and certainly not going to the NFL, but was able to go to the Hershey Company, and I hope these guys have the great career like I've had with this company.
It is a great launching pad, certainly, to the next level. Brent Cotton, the VP of Industry Affairs for the Hershey Company. Thanks for your time, and please tell Cuppy we said hi.
Oh,
right?
and you guys should have some product up in the booth, so I hope you're enjoying it. So have a great day.
We got it. I'm going to have to check an extra bag, Brent, on the way home.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir. Brent Cotton, VP of the Hershey Company. Including the Reese's Outrageous.
I'm in.
Ian Book is in now at quarterback here as well, and he's facing a 3rd and 8. Had a holding penalty early in that possession where we were talking to Brent down there on the field. Khalil Herbert in the backfield, some Notre Dame blocking ahead of him that breaks down. It's Cam Sample making a play again, and Janarius Robinson as well.
Yeah, Janarius Robinson, they ran a little game. It looked like Janarius Robinson on the edge coming back inside. Well, him and Sample able to get home here. They run a game back inside, and they both got home. I don't know what the rules stated on their ability to run stunts up front, but
I think we said it's not illegal.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
I don't know if that's cheating. I think it's just creative rushing.
We almost had a blocked punt by Stewart on the last special team. So
technically, you're not allowed to do that.
He's on the edge right here. Stewart is right down there.
Okay.
So keep an eye on him.
Check out the hair.
To block the last one.
James Smith set to boot it away. Amari Rogers backpedals, fields up for 30. He had a touchdown the last time he touched the ball. Face mask. He gets a face mask as well. Yikes. Brought down by the face mask by Christian Uphoff.
Well, Andrew, we talk about being versatile and having some value there. Here's the more you can do crew. These are guys on the defensive side of the ball you can use in different areas. Cam Sample.
Now the mic works.
Came in strong. Came in hot. Oh, there we go. Cam Sample and Carlos Basham. They can rush from the outside. They can also kick inside, as we've seen Cam Sample do today. Hamza Nazaruddin from Florida State is somebody that can play as a down safety, as a force player, can cover some in the slot, can do a lot of different things with him. Some teams think he might be a will linebacker. Richie Grant, high safety in the nickel, can play outside at corner, and Jabril Cox can be that big nickel as well as an outside linebacker who's got great cover skills. A talented player there from LSU, transferred from North Dakota State.
Yeah, Cox has made a couple of plays today. Versatile guy in high school, played some quarterback, played some wide receiver. Got to North Dakota State, tackled everything, left as a grad transfer, and then obviously they didn't have a season this year either, and went to LSU. It's impressive.
Boy, I would still try and get Shi Smith, keep him going here. He's your best weapon right now on the field.
Slotted to the right, had the 32-yard reception to set up the last score. Mond on the run, tries for Shi Smith, throws it low, and he caught it. Nice sliding catch at the 20. Now they say incomplete, but we got one official saying incomplete. Matt Rule's out on the field.
Matt Rule is losing his mind on the sideline as this low ball. I thought he caught it initially.
I think he caught it.
Man, that's a catch.
I think it hits the ground, but he clearly maintained possession. That ball really didn't move.
There we go. There we go. That's a catch.
And they're going to give it to him. So with no replay, and with David Tepper as owner. All right, completed catch. So Matt Rule with owner of the Carolina Panthers, David Tepper, wearing a fantastic hat behind him on the sideline, goes out there and lobbies for the catch, and I think he got the call right.
Look, good job. We talk about players, not plays, right? Know who your best player is on the field right there with Shi Smith. Find the matchup in the middle of the field, and a nice throw by Kellen Mond here in some windy conditions.
Mond threw the touchdown to Rogers on the last possession. On the previous play, you almost had the tight end, Noah Gray. That was a catchable ball. Could have been a touchdown there. Mond to throw, going end zone again. Mond, complete. And a flag in the end zone. Taylor with the coverage on Powell.
What are they going to call? They calling this offensive because Taylor was in perfect position. I don't know if you can play this any better. Big corner from Washington. Watch him find the ball. Lean, fade, find the ball.
Maybe OPI him in the helmet.
Offense, number 14. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. It remains first down.
That's a no call. There's really no interference either way, but that's just another phenomenal job by Keith Taylor Jr. He's having a really big-time game. It's hard to find corners that size that can move like that, so fluid, and to be able to find, locate, and play the ball is a bonus.
Keith Taylor did not have an interception in his Washington career, but he played well this week. He's a track guy, 10.89 to the 100 meters. His dad went to the Olympic trials as a long jumper. He looked good there today.
It's hard to find 6'2" corners like that. I mean, he's 6'2.5" almost that can that can really run and play down the field.
And honestly, for Powell, I give him credit for breaking it up. He said it's a tough OPI call. Pressure by Cooper, and Mond stands tall and gets it away to his tight end, Quentin Morris.
Derek Barnes there, the tackle from Purdue. The tackle by the linebacker from Purdue, who's an interesting player because he can play off the ball. He can also provide some rush off the edge. He's playing the Mike here and calling the defense in this one.
Derek Barnes won the Big Ten Sportsmanship Award this year. Had a big 2019 with 7.5 sacks.
Yeah, I would just continue to work the slots here. You've got Amari Rodgers up here in the slot, working on Thomas Graham.
2nd and 14 from the 25. Mond throws over the middle, sitting down and making the catches. His tight end, Quentin Morris.
You're seeing just working the middle of the field. Down here in the slot. He took the slot down here in the bottom. With the tight end, put it on him. But this is where you can work in these coverages that you see. A lot of these single high coverages, you're going to be able to work in the seams. So use those tight ends, use those slot receivers. And Kellen Mond, I think, getting the benefit of only having 2 quarterbacks that are up today with no Mac Jones. He's getting into a rhythm.
Absolutely. On both of these drives here in the 3rd quarter. The first, which ended in a touchdown. That's a gain of 12, but it sets up 3rd and 2.
Here's Amari Rodgers right there.
Got Hill in the backfield. Fakes it, throws it. Palmer, touchdown. Josh Palmer from Tennessee.
There you go. It looked like almost a little RPO, a little play action there, one or the other. As he's working on Taylor, get a nice release. He won right now. Just a one-step slant, beat him inside, and showed you a little burst there from Palmer, who is another one had a great week of practice. Carrying that over here as they're right back in this football game trying to take the lead.
T. Martin must be a proud dad. He's got Amari Rodgers, his son, scoring a touchdown, the Clemson wide receiver, then the Tennessee guy. That's where T played his college ball, won a national championship, getting the next touchdown. And all of a sudden, the American team takes the lead. 14-13, went for 2 and got it the first time. Let's see if they can do it again. Palmer lines up bottom of your screen, and Hill's in the backfield. Mond, look at it, throws, caught, it's Rodgers again. Amari Rodgers had a day.
Under pressure, too. That's a big-time throw by Kellen Mond. Amari Rodgers working on Thomas Graham. Perfect throw. Look at that ball from Kellen Mond, making himself a little money today.
You said you wanted to see what Kellen Mond can do. I think he answered that call. 35 home runs later as Mobile mourns Henry Aaron. Fitzpatrick catches that for a first down. 44s on the back of every helmet this week. We welcome you back to the Reese Senior Bowl. 16-13 to score. The American team with 2 third-quarter touchdowns to take the lead. There's that 44 on the back of Frank Darby's helmet.
Hank Aaron was 1 of 1.
Yes. That's a good way to say it.
Never going to be another one like him. As much class and grace. All the talent was unbelievable, but the class and grace.
It'll always be, in my eyes, 755. That's just me. Yeah. And
Ramondre Stevenson on the carry.
Henry Aaron was just fantastic. I'm not getting choked up here. That was last Friday, but DJ, I woke up last Friday morning, I looked at my phone, and it's just like,
no gain on the play.
He was the epitome of class, grace, and you want to talk about an American hero. Henry Aaron, someone we should all look up to.
Absolutely. The one, it was pretty cool to go down memory lane. I mean, it was before my time, but to hear the Vince Scully calls on some of those.
Book now under pressure, avoids the Robinson sack, and now flushed out the other way. He makes something out of absolutely nothing and almost gets a first down. There is a flag, however.
Can we ease up on the penalties, by the way, and let these guys play a little bit?
Brian Banks, our Big Ten referee, working the second half.
Holding. Defense number 26. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Mark Webb, the Georgia safety.
I talked about the escapability here of Ian Book. You're going to see it, a little Houdini act right here, force to the right. Be able to keep your eyes downfield. He wanted something down the field. There was nothing there. And then he just hits another gear to be able to pick up what was close to a first down there before he got a penalty.
He was booking.
There you go.
Do the kids still say
I think you're getting worse as we go through this game, Andrew.
I'm trying. All right. Trying there as well for Fitzpatrick. And Fitzpatrick gets into cross midfield. Brought down by the Syracuse corner, Melanfanu.
Seeing RPOs here. Spencer Brown was about, 11 yards down the field on that one, but they're going to, I'm okay, let that go. Let's keep the flags in the pocket and let them play.
In the NFL, that is absolutely illegal man downfield. Spencer Brown, 76 there, Northern Iowa tackle.
We have Richie Grant playing corner down here against Darby, down here on the bottom, showing you his versatility. He's a safety that now is showing you to play a little corner.
That RPO is good for 5. Now Book under pressure. And Book to Darby, who comes back and can't get the feet down. Incomplete.
Roche again with another pressure. See Richie Grant working at corner, smooth pedal.
Pass intended for number 84, Frank Darby.
Darby's doing a good job of working back downhill and make the catch. But again, the more you can do, right? We talk about showing the versatility to be able to play a lot of different positions. That's really his third position because he's a free safety. He can play down inside at the nickel, and this is just a bonus what he's shown this week to be able to play outside.
Let's see if Book can keep this alive. 3rd and 5. Need the 42. The American 42.
Hey, hold
that doesn't work. That's offsides. And that's Georgia Smith.
Almost took a snap.
Which is illegal anyway. So they get 5 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd and short.
Stewart jogging onto the field.
Correction. The penalty results in a first down.
I was going to say. So give him the first down and put him on the 42. That was 3rd and 5, and that 5 is good enough to keep this drive alive at 2:34 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The National with the football. The American is going to get the ball. The American team, the other team, the team wearing white, to start the 4th quarter. Stevenson play fake. Now the Book to Darby. Ball kind of floated, and Melanfanu knocked it away.
Ball kind of drifted back inside. Melanfanu was in good position. The big Syracuse corner. I think Darby's still mad at himself, though, for not finishing with that one. We got Felton back out there, Andrew. He's been a little bit quiet. They need to get him the ball.
Adrian Felton had a touchdown early in the 1st quarter.
Go back to that well.
You compared him to Antonio Gibson, not as
just
big
for the
as
versatility.
Gibson, but the versatility.
Yeah, he's not as big.
He's a smaller guy.
He's going to be a primary wide receiver who can dabble as a running back, not the other way around.
Which is what Gibson was last year. We really weren't sure what he was when he came here from Memphis. Here's Darby. Wow. Can't hang on to that one.
That's back-to-back that Darby would like to have back. And got a little tussle going on here with Spencer Brown after the play. But this one is right on the money. Literally splitting the 8 and 4. He picked his head up a little bit, looking for some contact, looking to try and run out for the catch. And you can see the frustration from a guy who's really been the Energizer Bunny this week at practice.
A guy who had a really good week at practice as well, but a guy who only played 4 games this year for ASU, only 6 receptions in those 4 games. He had a rib injury. He was productive in 2019 when healthy, but having trouble here today on game day. 2:21 something in, and we got more movement.
Those guys have been going at it. Yeah, he's going to get hooked.
Here's the result of the crash. On the defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty remains 3rd down.
William Bradley King from Baylor.
Yeah, William Bradley King was getting into it after the last play against Spencer Brown. They're mixing it up a little bit, and I think he was a little too anxious for the rematch.
And that'll cut the necessary yardage for a new first down and half. So 3rd and 5.
Keep an eye on Roche from Miami down here at the bottom as a rusher. He's right there.
Wearing 55. Ian Book to Stevenson. Ramondre Stevenson hit about 2 yards shy. Riley Cole was the first to make contact, and then he got some help, and it's going to be 4th down.
They're running out of time here.
Coming down toward the 2-minute warning. And there it is. At a 16-13 game, the National now trailing 16 in the third quarter for Matt Rhule's team. Also pretty good.
I think Kappa was in this game as well. He's hurt right now. He's a good player for him.
This is fourth down for Ian Book, also a good player. With Michael Carter in the backfield, 4th and 3. And he's got it. He's got it complete, and that's a first down to Dietrich Felton.
Yeah, when you need one, he's got you. No problem. Get it out to Felton, lined up at the outside here. Stacked. Go widen him with the release, and then come back inside on a slant. Nice ball, nice route. Nice job by Ian Book of buying a little bit of time, finding a window, and putting it right on him.
Backpedaling, kind of 3/4 throw there, and Felton limps to the sideline. Hope he is okay. Tackled around the ankles by Joshua Bledsoe, the Missouri safety.
As a safety to line up with Felton with that much ground to cover, that's a tough assignment.
Not really fair. Gain of 16 takes them into the red zone inside the 20. Book shotgun again, the winningest quarterback in Notre Dame history. Put it on Kate Johnson, but look who's there again. Riley Cole, playing in his home stadium, and we keep calling his name.
The crowd loves it.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock.
It was an interesting week for Riley Cole. We talked about how big this game was, Oneonta, Alabama, playing here in his own home stadium. He actually had a positive test Tuesday morning. It turned out to be a false positive, but his first day of practice, he missed. He sat in the hotel room waiting. Turns out he was okay, and here he is, making big plays on game day.
Clearly the fan favorite down here as well. He's got the back.
Here's Carter, the back, out of the backfield. Carter makes one man miss and picks up around 8.
Carter fan.
Me too.
A little timeout here. What we got going on here?
Each team has 2 timeouts here in the quarter.
Riley Cole in space with Carter. This is where you're going to have some trouble. Just with how elusive he is to be able to make you miss. And that's kind of the concern with Riley Cole. Just when you get him out in space, a 240-plus pound linebacker, you love the size, but that's going to be the challenge for him in those types of situations.
He might have played out of position this year. He says he could play anywhere, all 3 linebacker positions. Obviously, that's what any guy looking at the next level would say. Made a play on the previous play. Jeremy Chinn we saw last year, and we asked Phil Snow, the defensive coordinator of the Carolina Panthers, are there any Jeremy Chinns out there this year? Obviously, what a rookie season he had for the Panthers. He said, if there were, I wouldn't tell you.
That was a great job. Remember, we were thinking during that draft, what are they going to do with that first overall pick? They're going to take Isaiah Simmons. They end up taking Derek Brown to give them a big-time defensive tackle. They circle back with Jeremy Chinn, who had a phenomenal year.
Matt Rhule hoping to find more talent like Jeremy Chinn here, as he did a year ago. 3rd and 3. Now, Carter up the middle. Michael Carter with room to run and power as well to finish.
Still going.
Look at him go.
He's still going. Get that Carolina helmet in the end zone.
Put him up. Give him a touchdown.
Hainsey.
Touchdown.
Hainsey with the John Stockton-esque assist from Notre Dame. Just pushing him right into the end zone.
It's not a push. It's a Michael Carter push into the end zone.
Well, it warms my heart to see Notre Dame finally get
on the other
revenge
side of one of those
for the Bush push. This is the Hainsey shove here. Look, Banks. You got Banks trying to pull him. He gets knocked off, and so Hainsey's like, I'll just get behind you. I'm going to drive you right into the end zone.
The whistle never blew for forward progress being stopped because Michael Carter kept pushing. It looked like a rugby scrum, but in the end, it's good for 6. And there's Hainsey, a big part of it, the Notre Dame offensive lineman.
Something tells me our buddy Brady Quinn, that didn't make him feel any better for the last
12-yard touchdown. And now Patterson for the extra point. He has been perfect today. And the national team jumps back in front and answers those 2 third-quarter touchdowns with a Carter touchdown here to open up.
The thing that's interesting about Carter, when you talk to the coaches down at Carolina, they say the two leaders of their football team were the two running backs, him and Javonte Williams. Both those guys, phenomenal character, phenomenal kids.
I misspoke. We're still in the third. They're going to get the ballpark back to start the fourth. I'm thinking that.
I mean, that contact was made at the 6-yard line. And then watch 72. You see him there? They see that gold helmet pushing the Georgia helmet, which is pushing the Carolina helmet right into the end zone.
And they can celebrate. Look at that. Love it.
Having fun. Those Notre Dame kids have been impressive. Not only what they've done on the field with Banks and Hainsey, but what they've done after practice, getting extra work in. It has been noticed by all the personnel evaluators, I can guarantee you that. And their interviews have been outstanding. Brian Kelly, that crew down there at Notre Dame has done a wonderful job developing these kids and getting ready for the next level.
All right, let's see if Mond can push it here downfield. And he goes back shoulder. That's nice to Powell, who catches that at the 45-yard line. And the clock stops at 37. I say push it downfield here because the American's going to get the ball to start the fourth quarter back on its own 25. So, I mean, it's just free play time here. Let's see if you can get one and then get the ball back.
You've got Bynum on the back shoulder. Bynum in the corner for Cal has been in a really good position, giving up 2 of those back shoulder throws. There's nothing you can do about that one when you extend like that to get your feet down the way Powell did. Let's see if Shi Smith again down here in the slot. That's been a big play for him when they need it.
That was good for 21 to Powell. And now from the 46, Kellen Mond is really heated up in the second half. Shi Smith had it, and then he got drilled.
Pass intended for number 13.
Biggest Trey Norwood hit him.
Nice play, drove on the ball. It's a good throw. Shi Smith elevates to go get it. He's got it, and you just helmet right on the football. Nothing you can do. Nice play by Norwood.
Shoulder, too.
That's good all the way around. That's a good throw. It's a good leaping effort to make the catch, and just a better play by the safety to put his helmet right on the football.
And a reasonably safe play by the safety as well, turning his body. Didn't go helmet to helmet. Led with the shoulder, kept it on the ball. So 32 seconds to go and 1 timeout for the American team nearing midfield. Mond.
Miscommunication there with Grimes.
That almost picked off, too. Really no one there.
He just kind of checked up. I think he thought he was going to carry that to the out, and he just stopped. So not on the same page.
Bring up 3rd down and 10.
Do you think Kellen Mond likes it down here in the state of Alabama?
I think he does. Look at that. Could be the MVP of this game as well, the way he led his team into the end zone twice in the 3rd quarter, trying to do it a 3rd time here, potentially, on a 3rd and 10. Gotta let it go. He does. Mond throws complete. Did he get out of bounds? He did not. The tight end, Kylan Granson. They're going to keep the clock running.
That was a good rush by Baron Browning from Ohio State, outside linebacker. Collapsing that pocket, getting some pressure.
Yeah,
we got a timeout taken.
Bring up 4th down and 2.
Stop the clock at 20.
By the way, no truth to the rumor with no combine this year that in between the 3rd and 4th quarters that Rich Eisen's going to run a 40 out there.
You know, I was thinking about that this morning. In all seriousness, I thought, no one wants to see me running
I told him,
but you have the comfortable shoes on. I thought maybe you and I could do it at halftime.
I told Rich, I've got a mask and a stopwatch. You name the time and the place, I'll be there.
But you're not running. You choose not to run.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Poland on 4th down. Miscommunication again. Graham on the coverage, but a flag.
What are we doing here with these offensive pass interference penalties, guys? Put that thing in your pocket. Let's go.
Especially with the ball over his head like that. Granted, if they saw contact top of the route.
Pass interference. Offense, number 14. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 for the national team.
All right, so the national team has 15 seconds to take a shot at the end zone.
Well, they're going into the wind here.
Let's look ahead to the night of April 29, Daniel Jeremiah. I don't think it's too early to do that.
This is what's going to make this fun. Jacksonville quarterback team, Jets quarterback team, Falcons quarterback team, Lions quarterback team, Panthers quarterback team. That's when the draft gets fun. When do trades happen? When does movement occur? When people want to move for quarterbacks. So when you have 4 teams picking in the top 10 that could address that position, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And your mock draft 1.0, we should point out 1.0, a lot can change. You have Trevor Lawrence at 1, Zach Wilson at 2. And you have the Dolphins taking a wide receiver at 3. Will it be a wide receiver that came here early in the week? Stay tuned for the 4th quarter for that.
Good tease there. Zach Cox getting his hand on the football. He is so long, so athletic. He's somebody, you know, was at North Dakota State, was a great player there. He's a graduate transfer to LSU. And you talk to the guys down at LSU, they said it was like he's been here for 5 years. He was only here for 6 months, but he immediately fit in, became kind of a leader on their defense. They did not have the year they wanted to have at LSU, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, but he was a bright spot with what he did and the way he played.
10 seconds to go. Ian Book to Kenny Yeboah. And he gets wrestled down to the 48-yard line.
Pass is complete.
And we're going to get a timeout with 3.
Timeout for the national team. That is their first charge timeout of the 3rd quarter. Please reset the game clock to 5 seconds. 0-5.
All right, so into the wind.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can we get it 48 yards into the end zone?
I'm going to say yes, but it might require a crow hop.
A crow hop and a little bit of a runway for Ian Book. Not that Ian Book doesn't have a 48-yard
It's just
arm,
really windy.
It's really windy.
True story. When I was transferring, I took a visit to Abilene Christian. I love the school. I love the coaches. I love the campus. I went outside and said, Coach, I've got this little, I'm strong enough arm to cut through this Texas wind you've got out here. It's not going to work.
So you just said thanks for playing?
Yeah, it was good. I appreciate the visit, but that's my arm's not strong enough for this wind.
Right now, the wind is out of the southeast at 16 miles an hour. The reason they have to take a shot at the end zone is the Americans got to get the ball. The other team in white, to start the 4th quarter. So Ian Book, let it go. Let's see if it gets there. It's not bad. What a Darby. Nope. Instead, it's going to get picked off by Sean Davis.
Turns out the ball could get there. The receiver couldn't.
This is true. Hey, I give Ian Book credit. He's not like an NBA guy who doesn't want to take the shot at the end of the quarter because it's going to, you know, ruin his shooting percentage. He took the shot at the end zone, even if it's for a pick. Michael Carter with the push into the end zone. Team game heading into the 4th quarter. The National with the lead, the American with the ball. Jamie Newman at quarterback from Wake Forest.
See if he can deliver.
Play fake. Jamie Newman's going to know where to go. Cooper from Ohio State there to rip him down.
Cooper's been active today. He plays hard. And they say that's not a 0, that's a block O.
Yes, it is a block O.
On the back of the jersey there from Ohio State. Somebody's got some power, he's got some snap, and plays just really hard.
Cooper was awarded that block O before the 2019 season to honor the late, great, the Hall of Famer, Bill Willis. Wears it with Buckeye pride here today.
6'2" and change here, 200, what is he, almost 6'3", 254 pounds. Coming off the edge, 34 pressures.
Browning this year as Buckeye teammate Brandon Browning jumped up.
5 yards that they just picked up there.
Ohio State family. And back to the original line of scrimmage.
All right, let's go back to Odigizua. We haven't seen him get cranked up since early in the game. He was very active. The UCLA defensive tackle. Looks like he's going to be working inside here. Working on more from Grambling.
Odigizua is wearing number 92, standing up there. The left defensive tackle position. There he is. Brother of the former Giant draft pick in 2015 to the same name, same school. 2nd and 10, Jamie Newman. Newman lets it go. Stevenson comes back for it, and it gets picked. It's Hamlin from Pitt who comes away with it off the deflection.
Keith Taylor is the one who makes it happen, who just continues to be, as the whole team's going to celebrate this one. They're all coming out there. Go find that camera.
Go look for the camera.
Go find that thing, guys.
Well done.
Hamlin gets the pick, but, man, that's Keith Taylor Jr. that's making the play. Can't be in better coverage down the field on a fade ball. Ends up knocking it back to his teammate. C.O. Diggy-Zua working inside here on Moore. A little initial pressure. Moore did a good job recovering there, but this is all Taylor. Watch number 8 from Washington. Again, find the ball, find it, play it, knock it back to your teammate. Nicely done. Thomas Graham having a little fun with that as well after Hamlin picks it off. But that's, look, you can't have I don't know that I remember a better game from a corner in an all-star game than what Taylor's done today. He's been outstanding. He's just been in position every time. He got beat on the one-step slant for that one touchdown, so he has that one blemish. But outside of that, he has been in perfect position.
That's saying a lot. Keith Taylor from Washington. Now Felipe Franks checks in.
Andre Stevenson on the carry.
Stevenson, the Oklahoma running back there with the carry. You know, there are a lot of guys here that we saw during the week of practice that have not been able to make it to game day. One of our favorite guys, we interviewed him during our practice shows this week, is Wisconsin Whitewater's Quinn Miners. He's a D3 guy, and he was amazing. Not only amazing on the field, he was just killing guys, but off the field, DJ, he was hysterical. He's got this great workout video in the woods in Canada where he's destroying trees. I love him.
Yeah, I'm the president of the fan club here of Quinn Miners. I had to reach out to the folks at Wisconsin Whitewater. They sent me a nice little jersey here, or a nice little T-shirt here. As you see, Quinn Miners, what he does in the offseason up in Canada is very Rocky-esque here, Andrew.
It's like he's ready to fight Drago.
Look at that. And this is like, you see the hip explosion from what he's doing with logs. You saw it this week.
This is awesome.
What he did against defensive linemen all week long. Pick it up. Here we go. I mean, what is that? This is at a fishery. His family has a fishery up in
like
Canada.
A propane tank?
So he spends a month in the offseason up there. And so the folks at Wisconsin Whitewater got to me and made me an honorary member here. I'll show you the T-shirt after this play.
After Felipe Franks throws down the sideline. That's a nice catch by Fitzpatrick. And steps out of bounds.
Nice. How about the tightrope there by Fitzpatrick, who dropped the ball earlier in the game, more than makes up for it on this one, working against Mills down the field. Look at the strong hands. Let him go by you.
Picking it off the top of his helmet.
To hold it. Smart not to try and bring that back into his body and have it dislodged. Heck of a catch.
And a 29. And it's going to bring him to the 21-yard line here for the national team. Frank Darby now motions to the far side. Dave Johnson to his right. And Frank surveys the field and throws it up to Yeboah, who brings it down. And a touchdown. Wow. Kenny Yeboah from Ole Miss, the Temple transfer. Matt Rule knows him well.
He's been a big play guy, averaging over 19 yards a catch this year. And add that one to the resume.
I hesitated. I thought he was down shy of the goal line. The official on the top of the screen, on the far sideline, came down the line.
He's definitely short. Definitely short.
He was down, or is he on top of is he on top of Bledsoe there?
Elbows down.
Then the elbows down, yeah. That's all right. Look at him in the touchdown. It was a great play. I think he hurt his hand on the way down. Bledsoe did underneath him. It's a gain of 21, a touchdown, a 21-yard touchdown. Patterson's on for the point after he has been perfect. We're going to get that T-shirt up there, I promise. What a second half
the
of the
exciting
national
plays.
team.
I'm good.
A second half surge. The national team leads the American team 27-16. Want to keep talking about our favorite guy, Quinn Miners. Here he is with Jim Nagy on Friday night. Miners wore the half shirt all week. The cutoff, if you will, though not really cut off during practice, and that was a keg there that he was showing. And now you got the shirt.
Yeah, this is Wisconsin Whitewater. 6 national championships. It's a heck of a football program. He is a heck of a player. So I'm in. I'm in on Quinn Miners. Dominated all week long. and somebody that I think became one of the more popular players amongst his peers as well.
Yeah, and it's not just all, viral video love. He was great with his interview with us. He was laughing. He, again, joked that thing was a keg. We compared him to DK Metcalf. I said I want to, see him get Andy Reid to lift his shirt up, much like Metcalf did for Pete Carroll, as Newman takes a sack here. But Quinn Miners, to finish that thought, was great on the field. He was pancaking guys, D3 guy, pancaking Power 5 guys.
Yeah, it was really, really good football players he was going up against in the one-on-ones as well as what he did in the team period. Newman's got to get rid of this football. Just held it too long. As Ogundeji as well. Looks like that's Ohio State one more time coming around there. And Jonathan Cooper, he's been active.
Ade Okindiji led Notre Dame with 7 sacks, a captain on that Irish team. Enrolled at Notre Dame at 17 years old, and here capping off his college career with a sack in the Reese Senior Bowl. For a loss of 6, Newman feels the pressure this time and starts to move, but it's too late. As once again, it's a Buckeye who's getting him, Baron Browning and a Longhorn Taquan Graham.
Yeah, this time I thought it was a little premature with Newman bailing out of there. He got some pressure, but he kind of ran himself into this one as well. Kind of runs right up into the sack. He just hasn't been able to get Newman comfortable back there.
And Newman really didn't look comfortable on Thursday when he threw those 2 picks. Now, he threw a pick on the last possession here. He took a shot downfield. The safety came in late, got the pick on the deflection. Taylor had good coverage. He was also trying to cut through the wind and put a lot of air underneath that one. And here's Newman taking the check down. Why not? Roundtree on 3rd and 20. He gets past the original line of scrimmage for a gain of around 12, but it'll be 4th and around 8. And looks like the punt team's coming out.
Let's keep an eye on our guy Stewart here with the long hair, who's been really, really good on special teams thus far today.
There he is from Houston, Grant Stewart. See the hair. I said Fabio earlier. I think you came back with Michael Bolton.
I think it's a Troy Polamalu, Michael Bolton kind of mashup there with his hair.
Max Duffy back to punt. Neil Herbert set to return this. Herbert's up on the 30. Duffy's punt. Wobbler. And Herbert takes it off the bounce at the 37. Gets a Graham block, cuts back the other way, and nowhere to go. Gray there with the tackle. I told you Quinn Miners was a funny dude. He was entertaining. People loved him all week. Also pretty good athlete.
The first time was, there was this summer when I was training at Next Level. It's kind of been a bucket list thing for me. It was kind of, I want to be able to dunk a basketball. I feel like that's just kind of one of those, like, I don't know, feats of athleticism or whatever you want to call it. That is just kind of, was always a fantasy of mine, being able to go up and dunk. And being able to do that this year, I was like, that's awesome. So that's why I wanted to make sure I got it recorded. I'm not a big social media guy, but I felt like the world needed to see, myself dunk.
I checked his Twitter this morning, has only about 1,000 followers. And he said, oh, the Quinn Miners.
There is actually a Quinn Miners fan club Twitter account. I did see that.
Yeah?
Yes, he does. And I would like to join that. I don't know if I need to follow that to keep up with what's going on with Quinn. But he's been, again, we've had fun with him. The jersey was rolled up, but he was just dominant. I mean, against guys like Levi Almuzariki, a defensive tackle from Washington who's got a chance to be a first-round player. He was only there for 1 day this week in practice and put him on the ground. I mean, it was phenomenal.
And you're rocking the shirt there.
I'm sticking with this thing, man. Partly because I haven't had time to take it off, and it's
plus you got makeup on too. You take it off, get the makeup on the collar. 2nd and 8. Felipe Franks here with time in the pocket. Check it down to Herbert to return that punt. Herbert out with immediately. Nowhere to go. That's the safety Mark Webb from Georgia.
I mentioned it, Andrew, about Miners during practice. Don't take my word for it here. You can watch what he did in some of these one-on-ones. Watch this. This is Patrick Jones. Just put him on the ground.
Around the world on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, and it happened over and over again. Coming off the ball in the run game, Odigizua is a really good player. Flat-backed him. He did this time and time again. And the guy, again, didn't play last year. Didn't have a football season. He's just been training And apparently lifting those logs and knocking over those trees is something NFL teams ought to look into because he's been awesome.
Training with the Watt brothers a little bit as well. Here's Fitzpatrick, and Franks can't hit him. He was open down the sideline on 3rd and 6.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick had him beat down the field. This time, though, the wind's at your back as a quarterback. There's a whole shot there, right? You've got underneath coverage, but you've got room there between the safety. That's tough. I think the wind might have gotten a little bit of that one and carried it.
Is that what Gruden used to call the turkey hole?
You remember when he was a Monday night?
He might have called it, we just called them hole shots is what I've always heard. I've never heard of a turkey hole. I thought that was a bowling thing.
I don't know. Google it. I'm a big bowler.
But now I'm hungry. Thanks.
Okay. Good. James Smith back to punt. Marquez Stevenson can fly. Let's see if he gets a chance to return this. James Smith, one of our 2 Aussie punters here today, as the national team tries to get enough people on the field. Jonathan Cooper, a late ad.
They've been angling these punts. I almost like to see him kick it down the middle so we can see a return.
Oh, there you go, but there's a flag down at the line of scrimmage. Stevenson backpedal spins, and Stevenson ripped down by Cade Johnson at the 5. But again, there's a flag back near the line of scrimmage.
Was it Bad News Bears? Let them play. Let them play.
Mac Jones is just fighting to get in there.
American on their own 6-yard line.
Illegal formation. Kicking team. More than 4 players in the backfield. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the run.
So they were late getting everyone out there. Cooper was a late ad. They could not get lined up right. Taquan Graham celebrate a sack. Why don't you? 27-6. So after the Stevenson return, they said they're going to mark off the 5 yards after the return. Then Brian Banks, our official, came back going, you know what? Correction. Let's punt again. So we're going to punt again here. All right, let's do it. 7:51 remaining in the 4th quarter. Stewart almost got it again. All hair, no care. Stevenson at the 20. Stevenson, maybe now we get the return. Stevenson has room. Far side 30. Almost. That would have been fun.
I'm not imagining you're not allowed to block a punt in these All-Star games, right? I'm not making that up. Stewart's gone after 2 of them. But honestly, if I'm him, and he got a finger on it, he did get a little piece of that. If I'm him, though, I'd much rather ask for forgiveness than for permission. Go ahead and block a punt.
I mean, look at the, he's going with the Dothraki look here.
It's also got a little bit of like an Elizabeth Berkley Saved by the Bell type look to it as well.
Wow.
You didn't know that one was coming.
You kicked it old school there. Wow.
I'm so excited, Andrew. I mean,
yeah, I get it. You just can't hide it. 7:33 remaining. That is Daniel Jeremiah, the comedic stylings. I'm Andrew Siciliano. 27-16. The American team was up 13-0 at the half. Now down 11. Come on, Newman.
He's got it wide
Jimmy
open.
Newman hits his man. Cornell Powell from Clemson to midfield. Darren Hall from San Diego State with the tackle.
Powell was the definition of naked here in the middle of the field, just uncovered, working on the backside. You can see 14 working over the middle. There's nobody there. They just turned him loose. He's just like, hey, I'm here. I'm here. It's me. I'm the Reese's logo all by myself. There I am. Nice. He ended up finding him. Well, ACC connection, Wake Forest to Clemson.
Gain of 21 to midfield.
We got Shy Smith right down here on the bottom. Working against Bynum from Cal.
Tam Bynum. Low.
Yeah, Odiga.
And incomplete to Rogers, and we hear throw the flag from the sideline.
I'm saying don't throw the flag, but Odigizua with the pressure on that one. Newman's just kind of climbed his way right up into that pressure again. Some of the pocket feel, the pocket awareness has been a little bit of an issue for Newman today, and I attribute some of that to the fact he hadn't played.
Yeah, a little
the whole
rust.
year.
Didn't play all year. Now he went through camp with Georgia, that opted out at the end, and left some Bulldogs fans less than happy. I think it eventually worked out with T.J. Daniels.
We talk about what ring rust in boxing if you haven't been out there for a while.
J.T. Daniels, beg your pardon.
Yeah, some pocket rust here for Newman.
Newman again. Here's your guy, Shi Smith. Newman showed some arm there. Got around 4.
Shi Smith, to me, is going to be an awesome slot at the next level. These are the slot machines, guys that are plug and play in the slot. Amari Rogers, we've seen have a big game today. Shi Smith, you just saw there, he's been outstanding. Felton, we've seen him score today as a running back receiver. He's going to be one I think is going to factor in the slot. K. Johnson hasn't had a lot going on for him today. A nice tackle on a punch just a second ago. But all those guys, I think, are going to be really good slot players at the next level. Really kind of the strength of this receiver group at the Senior Bowl, to me, has been these slot guys.
Shi Smith, coached by former South Carolina quarterback Steve Tannehill. Remember him in high school? Good for 4 to the 46. Newman steps up again. Might be able to run. Newman breaks a tackle. Newman makes a little bit of a move and gets very close to a first down, out of bounds near the 40, depending on where they spot it. Think he's going to be about half a yard shy.
Yeah, just short there. As we see wholesale changes here on the defense.
And it will be 4th down.
Almost got there.
Got away from Ellerson Smith.
Diablo from Virginia Tech showed you his strength. He started that push about 2 yards inside the
That was a legal play. That was clean.
He chucked them all the way to the bench.
All right, so Kylan Hill dotting the I on 4th and inches. Need to get it across the 40. They turn the hand to Hill, and he's not going to get it. Christian up off the safety. And a turnover on down. Him in 2000, Pennington, Carmazzi, Redmond, Bolger, Spurgeon, Wynn, and Team Martin, who was taken before him in the 5th round. Michael Carter carries the football. Carter, really good burst, gets it. Team Martin factors in this game because Team Martin is the dad. The man who scored a touchdown earlier today, Amari Rogers. Team Martin, longtime assistant coach, is here. Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl, but he is a proud dad watching his son score that touchdown.
Pretty cool on 2 fronts to see your son out here for Team Martin. Also James Palmer, who coached at Tennessee, had a good game today. But then to also think about the fact that Tom Brady was in the same draft class is insane.
Just amazing. Here's your guy, K. Johnson, with a first down reception. Brought down by Ryan Mills on the far sideline. So he's involved.
They've had some opportunities earlier on in the game, too, with Carter, the running back that we've highlighted all game long. Michael Carter from North Carolina in the passing game. Let him run down the seam a couple times. I think they've got an opportunity for a big play before this one's over if they want to target him in the passing game.
On the American 42-yard line.
National has the lead 27-16. Coming up on 4 minutes to go, and in plus territory here on the 42. Felipe Franks is your quarterback. Michael Carter from the Bar, Florida.
Michael Carter on the carry.
Gets almost 5-38. We talked about the Panthers earlier, DJ. Let's talk about the Miami Dolphins. They are picking 3 by way of the Houston Texans. The Laramie Tunsil trade. Their needs.
Now you look at the wide receiver position there. It's going to be fascinating where they are at pick number 3. I think a lot of people have connected the dots with Devontae Smith, who was down here this week, who has a history there with Tua Tagovailoa, going back to their national championship winning connection there as freshmen. But I also don't forget about Jamar Chase now. Jamar Chase from LSU, who I think, as you see the mock draft here, is the best receiver in this draft class. So if you're going to get some help there for Tua, Jamar Chase is the guy. Now you could easily, if you're happy with Tua, you can trade down and still get one of these top pass catchers. Teams could come up for quarterbacks. But I have him sitting there with Jamar Chase at 3. You see the quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, that'll be a decision for the Jets, who will be the second quarterback taken, or do they try and trade for a veteran? Trey Lance, is one that I really like out of North Dakota State, as well as Justin Fields. All 4 of those guys in this mock draft, they're out the door. They're gone in the top 7 picks, which is pretty incredible.
I want to stress that there's a long way to get to April 29th in the first round. This is 1.0. How is it received when you put Zach Wilson at 2?
Well, look, there's no such thing as a mock draft that's well received. It's never going to happen. So you just, I used to not look at the comments because it hurt my feelings.
Well, last year during this game, you read Twitter comments about your mock draft on the air.
Oh, I could go back and do that again, but I don't think it's late enough on the television to do that. But
mean tweets.
Now I enjoy it. I actually really enjoy it. I have fun with it to see people get fired up. But it's going to be a fascinating draft. Free agency obviously will change everything, shake everything up. But it's going to be a fun spring.
William Bradley King, the Baylor D lineman, was shaken up on that. Laid down for a little bit, but thankfully, as we looked at the mock draft, he was able to get up under his own power and walk off. Short gain on 2nd down from Carter, who's been impressive today. Brings up 3rd and around 5. And we teased it before. Who is the wide receiver at 3? You had Jamar Chase from LSU at 3. We did have Devontae Smith here this week, and you asked him point blank, hey, have you two talked about running it back, reuniting? And he said, yeah, we talked about running it back. That made some news a little bit.
It'd be fun. By the way, best nickname, I think, here this week for Devontae Smith.
The Slim Reaper.
It's an all-timer. It's so good. Market that one.
Najee Harris, his Alabama teammate, called him the Slim Reaper, and much was made about, oh, he didn't, hop on the scale and do the weigh-in and all that. That was always the plan here in Mobile, and hopefully that happens. He says it's going to happen. Devontae did when they get to Alabama Pro Day. All right, let's talk about the centers. Quinn Miner's not a center naturally, but he played center this week. Hainsey, and we spoke of Rocky earlier, Creed Humphrey as well.
Robert Hainsey, we saw push the pile to get a touchdown there for Carter earlier on in the game. And Creed Humphrey's in the game right now, who has a wrestling background. His father was a big-time wrestler. He's a big-time wrestler. It's all about leverage when you're playing along that interior. Does not have, the ideal long arm length that you're looking for, but somebody that is outstanding playing with strength, balance, and leverage. Also unique, he's a left-handed center, which you don't see a lot of. I was trying to remember the last time we've seen one of those. Has had some shotgun snap issues this week. That'll need to be worked out, but was really good in one-on-ones. And somebody, when you look at the background, I was talking with a GM about this morning. Guys that have started the amount of games that he has,
37.
Guys that are former wrestlers and that are incredibly football intelligent. They play for 10 years. Like, don't overthink it.
This is his last game at an Oklahoma helmet. Went to his first OU game at 5 years old. 4th down. Franks. Oh, he put it on Fitzpatrick. He couldn't catch the fastball.
The ball had a little giddy up on it. As we see the replay here. Here's the left-handed center here, Creed Humphrey.
I mean, can you think? I can't think of another left-handed center. Can you?
No, and I was asking. There's been other guys when I was scouting back in the day where we'd have a left-handed center. We would go to the pro day and ask him to see if he could snap right-handed. So I asked the staff this week if they'd asked him to do that. They did not. They wanted him to be comfortable. And they said the quarterbacks got used to it. And one of the litmus tests there is when you're running stretch. Right? So if you're running a stretch run play, which requires you to really get out from under center in a hurry to stretch to get the ball in the back, on that connection point, which is going to be near the tackle. If you have a left-handed center, sometimes it's just so unnatural. You're not used to it as a quarterback. You have to sit there and wait to get the ball, and you can be late. But they said they didn't have any issues with that. So it'll be interesting to see what whoever picks him decides to do there.
Well, the Dolphins do have a left-handed quarterback, and Miami is here, one of the teams this week. By the way, Paul over here, our spotter, mentions Kevin Mawai as a left-handed center.
There you go. That's a good one.
There you go. It's a good
Hall of Famer if you're into that.
Exactly. Yeah, I hear that's a big deal. Jamie Newman. Amari Rogers. Had a touchdown earlier. Bobbles that one. That gets 5. The American team in hurry up now. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. 2.5 to go with 1 timeout and down 11. Leading into the end zone. Twice or the touchdown, the 2-point conversion and the field goal. Math. Newman takes the check down again.
Diablo's been around the football a lot today. Very active, a safety from Virginia Tech. Love the
name, too. Divine Diablo might be my favorite name.
It sounds like a hot sauce.
It's a score to make this interesting. Newman, step up. Take the check down again to Elijah Mitchell, and he gets hit by Graham, and Mitchell tumbles across the plus 45. They're going to give him 8. And that clock is still going to move. The American team has one timeout to burn. Hurry. Get lined up.
Having trouble getting this thing all communicated, getting everybody where they need to be. Wasting a lot of time.
Quarterback who did not play in 2020. Newman had Rodgers. If he kind of let him a little bit, maybe.
And that's one of the challenges in All-Star games, just timing, not having a great feel for where guys are going to be. But as Shi Smith jogs off here, looking at the matchups that you have out there, I do like Amari Rodgers working in the middle of the field here. I haven't seen Stevenson really get any balls down the field either, though. See him get a shot here.
Marquez Stevenson from Houston. Bottom of your screen wearing number 5. 3rd and 2. Newman gets that one complete. There's a first down. The tight end goes high. He goes up in the air. Quentin Morris with a big gain. Down to the 10. And the clock runs. Newman's got to run his team down there, get him lined up. One timeout. You spike it. Take a shot at the end zone. Again, got to get him lined up. Get back, you got it. Trevon Grimes. Put him up. They're going to talk it over.
Hit the ground
or not? We have a meeting. Touchdown. Trevon Grimes got 9 touchdowns in 2020. Here's his first in 21.
Keith Taylor is not buying that didn't hit the ground. This is the play right before that. This is Norwood coming in to make the tackle from Oklahoma, and
Morris went over him.
Right over the top, and then here's the touchdown. Back shoulder.
Hard to tell from that
angle. Can't tell if he caught it there, but
Taylor said no.
Taylor had a good look at it, and he's saying no. The official was kind of shielded from it.
So it's a 5-point game. They're going to go for 2 with 49 seconds left. Got to bring it to within 3. Give to Hill. Hill diving into the end zone.
That's a 2-point conversion.
24.
Mississippi State's number 5.
Fireworks shot off on that one. Good job by Jamie Newman, taking him right down the field there. Good for him. Get a touchdown here as we're winding down.
Absolutely. Wasn't the greatest week in practice as he tried to shake the rust off. He told us on Thursday. Threw a pick earlier today. And then here in the 4th quarter, 2-minute drive gets his team in the end zone. The national team here trying to hold on to a lead 27-24. Dylan Radin's the offensive lineman, right, from North Dakota State. He wants to win this game. He hasn't lost a game in forever.
It's a crazy fact to me. I mean, granted, I haven't played at the highest level of college football, but every time I've laced up the cleats, every time I put a helmet, shoulder pads on, I played in a game, I haven't lost a game in like 6 years. So knowing that and knowing that I haven't tasted the feeling of losing, it just makes me even more hungrier to want to win more, see how far I can push the streak to go. And I know it's inevitable. I'm eventually going to lose, but it's just crazy to think that I haven't played in a game that my team has lost in that long.
For the national.
Show off.
I'd take him with the first pick then if he's going to guarantee to be undefeated. I'm in.
They got a bucket here.
Ian Book takes a knee on the play.
And Ian Book's going to take a knee. There's no kickoff, so you can't get the onside kick and try to get the ball back for the field goal. I don't think there's anything wet in that bucket. Brian Flores looking over his shoulder. Or maybe I'm just imagining it.
Those guys have been training together too. Spencer Brown and Radins, they've been working out together with Joe Staley down in Orange County, and now they're trying to team up for a little bucket dump here. But you're saying no water? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it might be something other than water in there. Let's not miss it as Ian Book goes to take a knee. And to end this national 27-24 victory, here it is. Look out, Brian Flores.
Reese's Cups. He gets the Reese's shower. Hobie's laughing under that mask. And they're making it rain Reese's.
Hey, this was awesome, man. This was a fun afternoon.